that can get a little bit down, get a little bit behind and farm and still do their jobs. The game that we've seen Fear struggle personally the most in this tournament was the Dragon Knight, where he got underfarmed, and Dragon Knight, when he's underfarmed, loses a lot of his pushing ability, loses a lot of his fighting ability. Lycan can fall within reason behind and still be a threat to push towers, still be a threat to gain your team map control.
Yeah, keep flexed, Avost. No stress.
Everything's fine.
I don't want to be mean, but I think you're overreacting here a little, Alex.
I hate allowing EG that open.
I feel like
I really do.
Calm down.
All right.
NaVi 100%. Like, they had to have known EG was going to do this. I think you will afford them a little bit more patience. Only the first 2 picks.
But what's your the thing is, neither of these heroes, maybe Tusk, but Lycan is one of those heroes. How is there one hero that counters him?
That Rider's sick. That Rider destroys him.
Yeah, but then there's so much left in the pool that can neutralize the bat. You've got the Abad and you got the LC left in the pool.
I'm just saying, fit. It would be very silly if NaVi has a really good idea for it and they end up winning. Then we would look like fools.
Fair enough. Well, and that's part of the first game in a best of 3, isn't it? You actually let them have the things you think they're the best at, and you have a plan for it to try and beat them. And if you don't, then you ban them.
This is why I talked to Blitz about Dota, because he's just, I'm an emotional person. I get excited about things. It turns me down a little bit. It actually really helps the analysis.
I mean, objectively speaking, you're completely right, Paul. You're playing a best of 3. Like, you know that EG is very reliant on this Tusk, and they've won all their games with this Lycan. If in this best of 3 you beat this, then NaVi has all the confidence in the world because you know that you've taken away their 2 best weapons.
However, they have picked a 1 on 11 Witch Dog.
Is that what the hero stat is? Yeah, 1 in 11.
Yeah, he's been pretty bad.
But as we've always said, he's a position 5, and you don't really care too much about position 5 stats.
I actually think they're important, but I can differ with guys.
Yes,
that's sly. That.
I think 1 on 11 starts to become a bit of a worry to me.
I mean,
like, if it's 1 and 5 and it's a 5,
see, that's
okay, whatever.
Exactly. I think it's a matter of magnitude.
1 in 11 in this tournament?
Yes, 1 in 11 in this tournament. See,
I'm chill.
There's a reason.
Guys, just making me believe more in NaVi, honestly.
There's a reason that stats are numbers, right?
Yes.
A stat, when it may not be meaningful most of the time, but when it gets to a certain point, I think you just start to
what
take
is
another look.
What do they say about doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result?
Classical definition of insanity. Yes.
Damn, dude, I really just want to say NaVi's going to win.
Like, go for it. I am comfortable.
So this has been getting a lot of bans today, but mainly because we have the 2 Vichis playing each other.
So Coddle he's a sick way to deal with the Void as well. Like, blinding light's almost always useful in the mid game. Obviously, there's a lot of utility too in Mana Leak for pretty much like all these heroes. It just allows your Lycan to further chase out as well. And usually, there's a lot of different pairings that you can do for it. You're not pigeonholed into anything with this Coddle. And it allows you to play very fast around the map. Because he's one of the few support 5 positions that can farm and just shove out waves non-stop.
I think Coddle is one of the best supports in the game at playing from behind.
And now we have an idea now of why they picked.
Oh my god.
This is why they picked the and they're laughing now, like they're smiling, like you saw Fear smile, Bulba smile.
That is so disgusting. And that can go a couple different. That might be a Kornaga.
10 seconds remaining.
What? I think that's definitely a Kornaga.
I still think you can run. I actually think I've seen Sumail play Tusk a couple times, so I think you can still run Tusk Kornaga support. But yeah, I would lean toward a Kornaga as well. I just think this is such a sick EG draft. I think Coddle. If I learned one thing about Coddle from Liquid playing at TI is that Coddle is probably the best support in the game at playing from behind because he gives you guaranteed split push.
I think that's
has to be a Kornaga.
I think that's
Misery will play Coddle and will play Tusk, right?
No, probably, but I'm going to hold off on it in a minute because I have seen Sumail Tusk in the past.
Sure, I think it's like 95% because they have no Navi's not gonna catch it. This is a very free Naga game.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I think this Naga is more of an issue.
It's interesting when I've listened to your draft analysis for like the last couple of events, you tend to focus on if there's one core hero that just has a completely free game, and those have usually been right.
Yeah.
Is there something about has that always been the case, or do you think that
no,
that's something more about?
You can do some outplay stuff at the same time, but like it kind of, if there's like one hero that like absolutely stomps the game and it's really hard to win, then it's like, you know, certain games you see at DB, there's no counters to it. You know, he's just gonna win the game. And then there are other games where the cores just match up well, or you get a sense of like how they're gonna approach the fights. And it might be a little bit different as a result.
They're tied up with the tide.
So I don't think this is, or unless our tour is gonna, or if you're gonna play or tide. So they see the why they see this Naga open and like why the Coddle works well, because so you know that something is gonna come with this Coddle, right? You look at the enemy side of NaVi, and they don't deal with these illusions well at all.
Yes.
I know a lot of people will look at it and be like, well, you have a Witch Doctor, but this guy will die to Radiance.
Exactly.
And the Sand King is okay at dealing with it, but the Night Stalker does absolutely nothing. Like this NS, he actually can't kill her. And so the only way is the Void Chrono, but even that is like, it's considered slow because it's a very long cooldown. Like this guy's gonna have to go like Battle Fury, Shadow Blade or something, and just like pick this Naga off. But it's unreliable because if whoever plays the Naga is somewhat careful, then he can just play like very passive. And he still has this Lycan that can carry him too.
Yeah, and so the only question, once you observe that, the only question left is you have some sort of static lane configuration that's going to totally shut down the Naga and delay her Radiance to the point where that gets offside, and they just don't.
You need to aggro this or something like that, and then maybe you have a chance. So NaVi goes for this DP because they understand like where this game stands for them. Like they have to play fast and try to end this.
Do you quick question before you get your views on the draft. Do you have nicknames for any of the heroes that aren't the actual nicknames of the heroes when you're playing with friends?
I mean, Tidehunter's Watermelon.
Right, exactly. Okay, so do you know what ours is for Cole?
What?
Alan.
Al. I like that.
I'm sorry, buddy. It was just one of those things I had to kind of reveal, just get it off my chest. Just because, you know. Who's playing Alan? It's just funny to me. Anyway, let's get your views on who had the better draft. That was a fantastic draft for EG, wasn't it, Will?
Yeah, I think I wanted to say NaVi because Alan was like so against them, and out of spite, but I think you will.
Okay. I think this is A20.
Yeah? Yeah. Okay, all right. Thank you very much, gents. Let's head towards our first game and leave you in the capable hands of the commentary team now. Advantage in game number 1.
Thank you very much, Red Eye, and here we have EG versus NaVi, an incredibly exciting series and some incredibly exciting picks. Yeah. Well, maybe more towards this sort of, well, I won't say the emote, but you know, the Naga Siren sleepy side of it, potentially with the way that they've decided to go. But they've got a lot of high octane actions where they have that Lycan that we've seen EG have a bit of success with recently. Fear on it, of course. But yeah, this RTZ core Naga Siren. Talk to me about this, Trent. Why have EG decided to do it, and why is it good this game?
I mean, it looked great. I thought Blitz had a lot of great examples there on the panel in terms of the illusion clear. It didn't look very good for NaVi. They already had that Coddle too, and that's when you're like, huh, Coddle, they don't play that very often. I wonder what their plan is with this. And then it comes out with the Naga. So a hero that used to be much more common, way more powerful and popular, but she kind of fell off due to certain nerfs and everything. But Coddle is one hero that's always been so good at enabling the Naga Siren. Early on in the game, she wants to rush into that Radiant. She can't afford to go for Boots of Travel. But this Coddle guy, he pulls her all around the map. Come over here, farm some creeps. Come over here, farm some more creeps.
We're certainly going to see RTZ get a lot of farm, for sure, with the way that they can play. NaVi's lineup, though, some very comfortable heroes, of course, for themselves, as the panel was saying. We have that Crystallized, Faceless Void. The final finishes, the Den DTP. You were saying to me you wanted to see sort of a bit of damage come out with the final pick. Do you kind of feel that the Death Prophet fills that void that you felt NaVi had?
Well, someone has to fill the Void's Chronosphere.
That is true.
So we'll hope that she can get it done.
I did that you did with what I did.
That was nice. Yeah. Wow, alley-oop, I believe, or a one-timer, as we say in Canada. But I think Crystallize probably a relatively rough game. Not only is the Naga Coddle, of course, good in a combination, both Naga and Coddle are very annoying for Faceless Void. When it comes to Faceless Void, you're going to be throwing up that song, dealing with the Chrono, and then you just can bounce either the heroes from NaVi. You can actually bounce into the Chronosphere to disrupt them during that, or you can bounce the Faceless Void out. And that's along with, you're blinding him, right? And not gonna be a fun time. He would have to build into like a Manta or something to deal with that. These poor heroes that like to just pound away in a team fight, like a Night Stalker or something, he can't afford anything to deal with that, so that reduces some of his damage. overall, just not a very fun time. And then you look towards, hey, there's actually some more team fight from EG. We're dealing with the Ravage just flying over on top of that, so Song setting that all up. And if there have been 2 heroes that have looked good for EG, it's a Fear Lycan and a Crit Tusk. So overall, I have a very hard time handing this one over to the side of NaVi. But if they can get that speed, maybe find a bit of momentum, use those first few exorcisms exceptionally well, and take some objectives, they could find the win here.
Absolutely, and if there's any anyone that can fill and hit the pitfall, even in games like this where it's hard, it's going to be Crystalline. But though, Seneka out of position, Crit blocks his path off with the shards. Misery will claim first blood. Careful down. I mean, EG we've seen recently have been very good at this sort of lane composition where they do have RTZ farming on the aggressive, Crit sitting around with him, and to be fair, a lot of the time both supports hovering around him during this lane stage, and it's worked a lot of times for EG here this time.
Yeah, and for the that tempo that they kind of require for NaVi, they've decided to put that Night Stalker in the offlane. They want to use the actual full lane to him to give him as much of an acceleration as possible, so he's going to be strong enough to propel you into that mid game where you know you're going to need this control to actually take this victory. But that means he's in a pretty bad matchup versus a Tidehunter. Sumail's going to have a fully free lane. He can bully that guy a lot.
Roger, towards RTZ, they do have the Paralyzing Cask as well as Crystallize coming in, and they should be able to get this one. RTZ taken down as quickly as I was saying how well they've been running it here with these aggressive sort of lanes. They can't afford to do that, giving away RTZ's life on the aggressive, so NaVi finding a dream kill really for them in their own safe lane.
Roger going to try to tap something mid here, but you can see Fear, he's at the 1-0-2, so this level 3 Lycan, he can lane anywhere. That wonderful region he gets from the Feral Impulse. It's a full wrap from the Sand King now.
Yeah, they have got the Maledict onto Miseries. Roger going forward with the Burrow Strike. See if they have enough damage. Crystallize looking to close the gap as well on the sidelines. Crit RTZ going on to Seneka, but he goes straight with the heads up. TP out. He'll escape. Misery won't be quite as fortunate. NaVi get the kill. Also at the same time, NaVi were able to find EG's courier. I believe maybe Denny moving in on the mid lane was able to take it down. Bottom lane, NaVi, they're not done. They come back in with a 2-man Burrow Strike. They're still trying to trade hits with RTZ. Will be forced back by the looks of it. But NaVi, second kill, taking the courier out. These are some big things for the laning stages of NaVi.
Even with the removal of Poor Man's Shield, Naga Siren's still very tanky in the lane. 7 armor, just to start with. Already has the magic wand as well, so they got that first kill on RTZ. The next one certainly won't be as easy.
Thanks. In a moment. 2 of them, Dundee and Fear. 119 for 7 on the DP, and in that 1v1 matchup time being.
The more you start to think about this game though, and that's just like this Lycan and this Naga and this Coddle, so much wave push, so much lane push, just shoving them out from their side of the map, forcing heroes back from NaVi to deal with it, and look at who's going to handle that. And, I mean, your best options are basically Crypt Swarm and a Sand King. And overall, it's just not going to go at that same pace, so they got to find that momentum here. And things have gone well so far.
About the Sand King as well, came with the Burrow Strike, onto Crit. They have the Maledict, a lot of right clicks as well. He should be fine with the Fountain Regeneration as he TP right back out. So they're able to take away the bounty ring that Crit was looking for inside the NaVi's half of the map. Lane Roger and Snakeo. You're looking to play onto RTZ, a little bit off there. They get back his spam. Roger realizes his error as they will back away. I mean, even if it did connect, unlikely really they would get the kill because RTZ would in that situation. But mid lane, we're seeing here, Dendy, he was able to force Fear out of the lane. Fear had to go all the way back to base, and the CS difference just continues. Top of lane, Sumail in general manning up with one another. Sumail will come out on top with the magic wand. So Sumail does get that 1v1 kill. So certainly good things happening for EG on the top lane. The middle lane, definitely not so much. I guess it's expected that the Lycan's going to struggle, but Fear is really falling behind. Bottom lane, Crystallize, just as Time Walk came back on cooldown, was still not able. They have the control taking down. But again, look, Fear comes into the middle lane and forcing him back very aggressively. Dendy taking great control of this 1v1.
Yeah, and he's still struggling to get into that ring of health. And as we all know about Lycan these days, he does not like buying boots early. He wants that helm as soon as possible. The boots don't do anything for your ultimate anyway, and that's when you're making your moves across the map. So that feels like some wasted gold. But when you're laning against a Death Prophet, boots tend to be pretty handy. So very nice start for Dendy.
It's a very hard lane for Fear. I mean, a little surprised we haven't really seen EG try and offer a little bit of a help for him in the mid lane with regards to maybe Crypt moving across, but I guess they just see more value in trying to make sure that RTZ does get the farm down here. And he is. He's 23 for 7 on the Naga Siren. Is ahead of Crystallizes Void, sitting at 16.6 at this time being, but definitely he does not have the same lead that is going the way of NaVi in that mid.
And although he went down in the top lane, I'm actually pretty fine with the way that General's been playing up there.
He's getting a lot of farm. He's getting a lot out.
He's playing nice and aggressive too, so he's not just like backing away from the anchor smashes and being too forced back off of it. Now the problem will be once he actually hits 6 on the Tidehunter, he could just think about going for some solo kills. Constantly threatening with that Ravage.
He's still sitting down in Bartese. There's the wraparound for NaVi. Roger with the input, looking for an opening. Goes straight in with the Burrow Strike onto Bartese. Analytic to follow through as well. They have the cast. I need a couple of good bounces really to get the kill, and they don't get it. No bounces. The cast back towards Arteezy, so he'll be able to walk away. Now escape. General
like this.
Already coming over to the mid lane during this night time, bullying Fear, making sure that Fear is kept behind and will continue to struggle to try and catch up. Lane again, Roger looks for another Burrow Strike. Mako once again with the Maledict. Will they get the bounces that they need? No. The cast bounces down bottom. It doesn't matter. The Crystallize comes in with the Time Walk, gets the bash. Arteezy taken down. Another kill for NaVi's tri-lane safe lane.
Yep, and why is this happening? Because Crit's been kind of pulled in towards that mid lane. There's an issue with the Death Prod versus the Lycan. Crit's like, well, if you're going to jungle, I want to absorb these lane creeps in the mid. That's kind of a waste. And so with just 2 heroes down bottom, much easier for him to pressure and kill Arteezy. So now we have Dendi and Crystallize getting a little bit of room here.
Top lane though, of course, Samael pretty much sitting there at top of CS. 42-12 on this Tidehunter. We've seen it many times before in this land. Samael has just had some absolutely amazing games where he's been able to pull the team through. The sort of question is, can he do it on a Tidehunter?
Yeah, that is the real question. It's like, you think if this was like a puck or something, or even like a clockwork, he's done very well on so far with his off-lane plays here.
There will be
Burrow Strike, so no big D.
NaVi don't get the kill, but yeah, forcing him to use that, it always sort of eliminates the threat of a Lycan.
Oh, I like how he TP'd top too. They want to try and set up a kill.
Okay. See what they can do. There is the big Tidehunter. He's level 7, 4 points in the Anchor Smash, has the Ring of Health, so they're going to give it a try with the Maledict. Oh, okay, and with that amount of magical damage, it's going to be more than enough to make sure that Samael will probably does turn with the Ravage. He's looking for return kills, but he won't quite be able to get it. NaVi get away with the kill and don't lose a single member.
That feels bad when you're playing Tidehunter. That's one of the worst. The first Ravage isn't that important, for sure, but you really want to try and use it just for a free kill, because it always feels like a freebie, you know? Someone's always playing too close to you and they think, oh, he's not going to use Ravage just to kill me.
Lane, looking for Crystallize. Time walk. Damage flying through from Misery and Arteezy. Should be fine for now. Quite level 6 on that Void. Rotations from NaVi supports. Naked and Roger moving towards the mid lane. Putting the pressure on. Samael's TP'd in, but of course there is no Ravage. Samael's got to be careful in case the supports find an opening onto him. Bottom lane, we see EG looking to dive straight in onto Crystallize. Does the left time walk, but he's rooted up to get the chance to pop it off. He pops those 1 charges. That looks like it's still on cooldown, so won't be able to escape. EG are able to claim the life of Crystallize. At the same time, NaVi do take the tier 1 town. Trades continue. 1k lead at the moment for NaVi, but very, very close. Samael, you say he needs to do something big with the Ravages, so we'll keep our eyes on him in 80 seconds and see what he's able to do when it's back up and where he looks to make an effect. EG though, with that kill onto Crystallize, they are able to overrun the lane, push it down, and will be able to find a tier 1 tower themselves as Crystallize heads straight up to top. Has no interest of being around it. Roger will actually come down to pick up some levels, but he is definitely going to be on his own for a while. Yeah, they get the snowball across. Roger may have made a bit of a mistake coming in. There are going to be mass TPs. In fact, NaVi, they want to fight Roger. He's going to be fine. They can look towards Arteezy. Arteezy gets the song off in time. Does he have a? He doesn't have a TP though. We'll see if they're able to close with a Time Walk to Chrono, but it looks like they, just a little too far away. So EG get away. But NaVi actually managed to keep that tier 1 tower alive, which we see a lot of teams sort of just let it be and let it go down. But NaVi say, no, we want to keep control, make sure it's a lot harder for EG to invade the map. But look at this aggression.
This might be setting up for the next Exorcism here, as DP's also nearby.
And look how close they are to one another. Arteezy and Misery, they do not expect this wraparound at all. This is incredibly smart from NaVi. Arteezy heading into the sidelines. TP coming in from Samael, but he still does not have that Ravage. Look at the silence onto RTZ. RTZ needs to back up on the side, though. Dendi gets caught out. EG Sumail finds him. Roger will jump over the burst trap, but I think NaVi may have dove a little bit too deep now because EG, they're ready in full force to find the return play and get those kills. Roger cut down as well by the Riptide. And what looked to be starting off to looks like a smart movement. It seemed that EG were ready in the long run. The TPs came through, no hesitation. We didn't even need Ravage. Ravage is still going to be there for the next play. EG get 3 kills.
Man, look how much vision they had in that area too. But he's still not able to secure that. Definitely not a good sign here for NaVi. Some good plays, but that's kind of what Fear was waiting for. You know, he's just kind of hoping for this moment where he can actually just pounce. He had a rough lane, and the farm speed isn't that great. But with that helm, with that level 6. He's very good at grabbing these aggressive creeps. You know, he doesn't care about catapults. The whole time he's been playing these Lycans, he's getting the Centaurs, he's getting the Trolls, and he's going for kills.
Slowly, surely making that recovery this game now. He is on par with Crystallizer's farm.
DP has set up top, though, with the Exorcism, backed up by the Witch Doctor. And, yeah, we're going to pop it. So, time to see if EG want to try and mount another defense here.
Their eyes on Roger down bottom. Fear to move in, get that root off, but close the gap. Towards top.
That's a DD run too.
This wraparound for Sumail. Sumail's actually come in on the top, starting to play around with him. He's going to get chronoed straight away, though. They're trying to eliminate him before any sort of threat happens, and they'll get it. Sumail maybe overestimating his sort of survivability with that tide entrance. He knew the heroes were there, vaulting straight up to the high ground from low ground without vision, and it cost him his life.
Oh, and look at that. Seneko instantly dewards the board.
Oh,
get the deny. Oh.
Tier 1 does still stand up top. NaVi be able to finish it off here. Feel this location with the eliminate. Lane general, level 8. Start pulling RTZ a little bit. Level 7 on the Naga Siren. 2.4k towards Relic. Phase Radiance run.
And despite a disadvantageous lane for the Night Stalker, he's doing relatively well. He's almost caught up to here. He's into that big second nighttime, and he's going to go for a set of drums here to try and enable himself and his whole team if they can get some stuff done before the 16th. Now, we haven't discussed it yet, but also we have the Night Stalker countering the Keeper of the Light, but we also have the Lycan at the same time. So it was kind of a shitty pick and a situation for NaVi, because you're like, okay, well, we can counter the Coddle, but once that Howl starts getting leveled up, these fights are going to become more difficult if we're popping that during them. So be interesting to see if maybe this engagement for General doesn't pop it, just for that specific reason.
Oh, look at this General. He's found himself a solo kill. The poor old Keeper of the Light out on his own in the middle of the night. But we'll find him. He's going to move across towards Sumail. The TP's coming in again. Sumail,
the Ravage.
He is entirely on his own. He does have the Hood. It's going to back him up a little bit, but it looks like
team.
No response from the team. They are almost certainly going to dive the tower for this as NaVi realize that EG, they don't seem to give a damn about Sumail just dying on this top lane as NaVi move in, claim the kill, tide is down. No response from EG whatsoever.
Surely they won't dive me this deep, guys. 5 under tower with Ravage? No way. I'm fine. Push mid, get lanes.
NaVi will be able to finish off that. Up top, fortification popped, and NaVi continuing this wraparound back towards mid. Seneko and Roger leading the way.
Yeah, look at the posture. They know where they're coming from.
Crit and Fear could maybe look to try and take a charge, but with General there as well, it would be a little bit questionable. So Crit, Guarantee keeping themselves hidden. Side of it, trying to hide up. They will take down the Helmet of the Dominator creep.
I like that with the Burrow Strike too, because he was kind of thinking about a play, I think, where, you know, be able to get a net with my ulti. Can we get a kill set up here? Finally, a bit of space for Misery down bottom. We're getting a little bit of pushing action there.
Space for Arteezy as well, to be fair.
Oops.
Close to that relic now. So he's tapped that space. Yeah, he's got enough money for the relic. So Radiance is going to be there at very reasonable timing for this Naga Siren. Have to see. It's been a long time, really, since I've got to see a core Naga go to work. So we'll have to see the sort of impact the Radiance illusion push is going to have on a lineup like these. Can these heroes deal with Naga Siren shoving in multiple lanes, farming jungles at the same time? It sort of begs to...
It doesn't look good, no, I would say.
It has the potential to be very scary for NaVi.
Scare quite a bit here, and as we move closer and closer to that 16-minute mark, as we're going to start transitioning back to the daytime, I wouldn't say they've gotten that much done in this period, the Night Stalker, but it's also a time when everyone on his team is still farming up those core items. they might not be strong enough to go into the Roche pit yet. So they're just hanging around, hoping for a couple more pickoffs. Janelle kind of been the target for them so far.
They're actually looking towards him again. Roger straight in with the Burrow Strike. Maledict's upon him. They'll put the Death Ward. They need everything to bring down this Tyrant, and there should be enough. A lot of damage coming into him for Maledict. Tixie's going to try and TP back, but the damage is too much. Roger gets the final touch. Another death for Sumail. I mean, as I was saying, Sumail has been having some great games this land, so I absolutely understand NaVi. They just want to shut him down. They want to make sure they get the kills on him, so the Sumail has a hard time to have an impact this game.
There is a wolf in the pit, and Sentry doesn't see it, but unlikely to have an impact here.
General actually finding Arteezy to the side, but maybe at the same time sort of ganking the play from EG. He may not even go down if he could do this one around. It is night time. He's pretty speedy. He's actually going to look to try and get the kill with him. He gets the kill. I think he's going to get out. He is. General takes down Arteezy underneath the noses of Crit Misery. He should indeed fall to Fear. Surely he can't get himself out of this one as the wolves chase him. He's trying his best. He's pretty down speedy, but the shot's not going to reach General. Surely he dies here. The Necro unit's chasing him as well.
15 armor.
He's trying his best. He can't quite make it. Fear will claim the kill, but absolutely worth it for NaVi. They take down Arteezy and they get Roshan without any sort of contest from Evil Genius.
Under a second left until he had that flight. But yeah, 100% worth it. But we do continue to have a relatively even game in terms of the net worth.
It's all about this Arteezy now in terms of EG's powerhouse. And Fear, of course, as well. He did have that very tough time in the mid lane, but look at this man's net worth. He's first on the board for EG, only slightly behind the Death Prophet now. So a very impressive sort of just composure from Fear, the classic Lycan, head to the jungle. Get involved for the easy kills, but make sure that you can recover. And he absolutely has. This Lycan still going to be a definite threat, and we've seen it already a couple of times this land. Fear on his Lycan, seeming to be, I'd say, the best hero that he's performed.
Yep, sure. Yeah, we do have our Battle Fury done for Crystallize. That's his big item of the game. I don't know how I feel about the Battle Fury in this game, to be honest. Obviously, it's very good against a lot of summons, like Lycan. It's very good up against these illusions, so he's something to deal with it. But is it going to be like fast enough? Like, could he have done more? I
think you do need it because it's illusions and summons.
It's the meta. It's the time, but you kind of wonder about that opportunity cost. They're putting in so much money into something that comes so late. Like, could they have actually pressured more with some earlier items? Maybe he could have went like something faster and then Shadow Blade a bit earlier, and then you could be killing this Naga again before the Radiance is actually done. Whereas they got that one kill from the Night Stalker at the at the near point during this recipe, but it looks like Arteezy is going to safely make his way to the rest of that gold. So those are the kind of things where Battle Fury takes away from your heroes in those moments.
Sure. Yeah, there's no denying Arteezy has been having all the space in the world. After sort of those initial deaths in the laning stage, he has hit his item timings for sure. And he gets in, the Radiance is going to be complete. Oh, you have to grab that haste rune. Brick. Liking the itemization as well from the Stalker. Going straight for the Heaven's Halberd. This, of course, is going to be brilliant in the fights as it pretty much render Fear useless for a good few seconds of his shapeshift. Get it nailed down onto the Lycan, that disarm.
And let the game begin for EG.
Here becomes the farm game. Radiance Naga versus Battle Fury Void.
And what's truly terrifying about it is that Lycan can just explode and destruct. You know, you play against this Naga and these illusions, and you look at this lane that's close to your tower, some tier 2, some tier 3, and you're like, okay, well, it's just creeps. We'll go back there in 20 seconds, in 10 seconds. But then suddenly this Lycan comes out of the fog. He ults, he pops his Necro Book, and he destroys the buildings before he can even get there. So playing with their glyphs is going to be super important for NaVi this game.
Smoke on smoke in NaVi on the low ground. Tower Crystallize. He's going to spot them. He's going to jump straight in away. He's going to put the Crow out of yet. Looks towards Crick. Crick gets the chance to snowball. Crystallize trying to pull him back. He does have the time. We'll back a bit a second, but he'll turn, try and bring him down. But the song's there from Arteezy.
Okay, that is song before Chrono.
And that is going to set up a big ravage. Sumail, he's in position, ready to blow it. Catches the 3, pops the Aegis on the Void straight away. They'll look towards Roger. Roger gets the Burrow Strike up to the high ground. He'll be fine. General backs away. Crystallize as well. Should be fine for the second time round as they do look to retreat. Meanwhile, Fear looking for the rats on the top lane, pushing in onto the tier 2 tower. EG continuing to chase. They have their eyes on Seneko. Top lane, Dendi actually setting up, playing around with this Lycan. NaVi might be able to get the kill in. They put the epicenter to follow through, but it's not quite enough damage. Fear still with some remainder of the shapeshift. They would have run away. Crystallize, jumps forward, 2-man Chrono. Is the damage there? I don't think it's going to be. It's only between the two of them. There's not much that NaVi can do off the back of that. And Seneco's got to be careful. And Illuminate's going to be flying, and he has to get out of there. He'll do it through the grave. He's out of the game. Crystallize is being rooted up. He's also hidden. He's got the Shadow Amulet standing in place. EG do not have detection. They won't be able to catch him. So Crystallize will survive. Overall, EG getting the kills, Fear managing to stay alive, and a lot of big ults being used by NaVi there to no success, not getting anything out of the side of EG.
You could see it. He jumped in around that tier 2 in the mid lane, and that instant hesitation. You know, he can't throw this chrono. He's like, can I even hit these 2 heroes? Do I want to chrono these 2 heroes? And then from there, once that jump's revealed, once the ploy is out from NaVi, that's when EG can start to play. They get the song, they get the Ravage, and Fear does what he does best. Just rats away in a game where it's just going to be constantly this from EG.
So this is the scary thing for NaVi. You sort of blink for a second or look away from a lane, and bam, the Lycan takes the structures. They have to be prepared for it. And they tried their best there, as you saw, with the dual setup into the epicenter, but still not quite enough damage. Roger trying to come in. He desperately wants to clear up some of the army of units. He will get a fair few of them. Could be baiting EG back in here. Don't have their ultimates, NaVi. It's a hard fight for them to take. We'll see how they can go about it. Genting falling low. In fact, they're going to go straight on the through with the snowball. Uses himself up. Roger's going to take the Wolves punch to the backside. Crystallize moving in. Still no Chronosphere, though, of course. They're going to lose Roger. Crystallize has to time walk away. He'll be fine, but a bit of an awkward attempt there from NaVi. Their lineup very reliant on having their ultimates at this stage of the game to fight. Nonetheless, they decided to run back into EG and ended up feeding the life of the Sand King.
I think they feel that it's the same way for EG, and they know that they need to win engagement, so like this is still a good opportunity for us to try something. But then Crystallize is like, oh yeah, but I'm a faceless boy. Like, that hero, especially when you have nothing but Battle Fury, is just going to feel so weak without
RTC is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
A slightly delayed Radiance there is points up. But of course, we're trying, and he got killed a couple times, so definitely understandable.
I mean, it's not the fastest, but at the end of the day, you know, even though it's 2 minutes later than the faster ones, you know it's still, as long as you're not getting after the 20-minute mark, it's always going to pay for itself in terms of how much you can achieve in terms of the farm that he's picking. We see that at the moment, both him and Fear, top 2 net worth. Well, of course, that's the objectives that they've been able to claim at this stage of the game, which is still relatively young. Just 22 minutes into this one, 11-9, EG with that 4K gold lead at the moment.
And think of your EG right now, and you just look at where these waves are, and you just say to yourself, okay, if my Huddle's up top, he can pull someone in, like the Lycan, and he can just start doing his thing up there, and instantly some building is gone if they just mess up for a second from NaVi. Or the Naga can just boots of travel in somewhere else. He can just go one place down illusion, start pushing in the wave, and then be teleported up the top either by the Coddle, or you can use boots of travel and then start pushing in that wave. It just kind of starts to feel impossible unless you get these big ganks. You have to break this like big combo chain that EG have going. Crystallize's going to try that here. With the Shadow Blade. Oh, that's a good hero.
He's coming across, Roger. Gets the bow trying to open up some out. Actually going to pop the Ravage. Only catches onto the Faceless Void, and it's not going to be enough to kill him. He's able to time walk off. Fear comes forward. Now we'll be able to silence up the Lycan, but Crystallize, he's in trouble. The rest of EG turn up, but Crystallize is down. NaVi poking around a little too long, a little too deep in EG's half of the map to get away with anything. Losing their Void like that, it's going to keep Crystallize further and further behind in the farm, make it much harder for him to sort of equalize the power and net worth that both Arteezy and Fear have. As currently sits at 2.5k behind them, which is going to get even greater if keep attempting for unsuccessful plays like this, NaVi.
You can tell it was a real desperation play because there wasn't even vision set up. Like, they were going completely blind.
Yeah, trying his best to play around with them here, and he may just make it out. Burrow strike, tree line, Sandstorm TP's out. Mid lane, Fear, ready to push in with the ultimate. Verge on Snako slowing it down. Snako turns with the Maledict. Can they keep that man alive? They can. They'll be able to force the Lycan back. Snako's able to get himself back to base. Still, more and more map being taken over by EG. We'll see in this game. And NaVi, they do have this line. They do have a Death Prophet, and still themselves unable to really pressure any tier 2s, and it's getting to the point where you may just have to wait and try and fight the EG sort of force NaVi just play the benefit of having the high ground potential and trying to get something big with the Chronosphere. They do have the Cleated Shadow Blade on Void, so there's definitely potential to find that opening, but it's going to be hard with the way that EG are playing. Very much separated up. We very rarely seen more than 3 heroes together. It's always Fear, Arteezy farming opposite sides of the map, which makes it very hard for NaVi to decide where they move, who they want to try and make a play on, because you're never going to get both of these cores in a fight.
And if you pop that darkness again, then you're dealing with this massive Howl. He has reached level 16. They're there. 4 points, so good luck ganking someone. That thing gets popped up there with a double value at night. Yeah. RTZ also closing in. Can we just... It's pretty much the Alchemist build at this point, honestly. Naga was dead for so long. This is a Naga doing the Alchemist build.
I mean, so
you know?
I was going to talk to you about this as well. So, as I said, we've not... I mean, me personally, I've not seen a core Naga in terms of pro games for quite a while. So, is there a reason why he goes straight for the Octarine rather than the Manta? Does he just work out better in terms of farming
value
with the lower cooldown on Mirror Image, those illusions being obviously a lot better, a lot more in terms of the durations and stuff?
Yeah.
And the uptime compared to Manta illusions.
I think there would be some players who would probably still go for the Manta just because of the value in this game up against the Night Stalker as well as the Death Prophet. Could see that, but he's feeling pretty safe. They're definitely ratting enough that they're pretty much dodging all engagements anyway, so that's not really his main concern, I would say.
Yeah, I guess that's... Yeah, because he's not really been in a position where he's threatened by any sort of silence from the... Yeah, it makes sense in that sense.
So much backup this game. Waves are actually surprisingly pushed out. I would say the Radiant at the current moment they actually look kind of okay.
Best to try and shove out top. It's got that halberd complete, crystallized, nice optimization. Just going for the BKB.
Goes misses.
That a magic immunity definitely for the fights if they're going to stop. Chance of getting
Look at this BKB and MKB queued up. That's not a fun game for a Void, you know. He needs this BKB 100% so that he can't get blasted out of Chrono. Like there's no question at this point, and it will help him to Ravages and the other control and everything. But
I mean, once he does have those two items, it's definitely going to be scary. EG, of course, whilst NaVi are elsewhere on the map, get the Roshan. Actually picking up the Aegis on Sumail as well. Again, because it sort of goes back down to what we've been saying. RTZ and Fear, they've never really been in any sort of danger. It's been Sumail really that's died the most out of the course because NaVi have put a lot of hate towards him. General gets caught out on top. Why don't they crystallize, making a go here? They do have the Death Wall from Seneko, and with the Maledict upon him, RTZ will certainly go down. That's their sort of tried and tested combo that we've seen over the ages. Chronosphere, Death Ward, not a lot that can survive through that.
Yeah, it's definitely the only way they have a chance of killing it, with the Shadow Blade and when they see heroes on opposite parts of the map. But with the way that EG were just able to safely take that road despite no pickoffs or anything like that, again, it comes back to the way that EG pushes compared to the way that NaVi does. And they're so visible, you know, they have nothing that can, you know, he can't send illusions to push any waves. It's either a Void standing on a creep wave, a Night Stalker standing on a creep wave, or a Death Prophet standing on a creep wave. And you're like, okay, that hero is not at road. Let us go.
There's Roger trying to rev up the epicenter, but Fear, he had the micro, he had the units upon him. Roger could not close the gap. Epicenter wasted, and Roger's life also in severe danger. He's not going to be able to get the chance to blink out after the Yules as Fear turns that gank around.
Nice shot, super crit. Falls into Seneko with the medallion.
I'll be a little careful, yeah. Not quite enough damage here. Finish off the kill. Quite the game indeed. 10-6k lead, but definitely looking to be very much more comfortable in their hands in terms of their two cores. RTZ and Fear still growing pretty much untouched at the top of the net worth. The farm that these heroes have, they are going to be the issue for NaVi to take control of. Seneko.
They have the Ravage. There's no song.
Yeah,
but there's also no Chrono.
Yeah, they're letting that man down.
Be our Octarine core here. Courier starts heading to that dire secret shop. Oh, okay, RTZ will just go there first.
Pretty good time. But I'm just impressed that Fear's keeping up with Radiant's Naga.
Also true.
He is farming like an absolute beast. I'm quite literally. Here's the luck. There we go. The base, forcing out fortification. Oh, hello, who's that behind us? Crit says he's found himself Roger.
Desperate times.
A lot of difficulties there.
Desperate measures.
No buyback on that Sand King. No Sand King for 50 seconds. EG, they've got the Aegis. They absolutely can go for and try for a high ground push. Who's going to pick up the gem? G are going to continue to expand just the vast amounts of control they have. See Crystallize poising himself looking for a Chronosphere, but he really has to get something miraculous. Oh no, Roger's just done this, General. You can't follow suit as he just goes around the back again. No, I mean, he's down as well. EG just happily turn and take it.
He just wanted to be buried next to his buddy.
I guess that he's trying to sort of, pull the creep wave away from the base as well, trying to do his best to slow it down.
Look at those big green arrows on the minimap though. Oh, pushing in.
And look
Slow Naga push.
Fear down bottom. Don't have to sleep on middle as RTZ allows the space for Fear to just go ham down bottom. This sleep, meaning that as soon as they wake up, the ranks down bottom are gone. Crystallize will come in with the two-man Chrono, pops the BKB, has a good amount of damage onto RTZ, but the Glimmer Cave should keep him fine, as well as the Urn, healing him back up. as bottom lane just got absolutely cleared up by Fear. This is sort of the horror of power of EG's lineup, that sleep Lycan combo. There's literally no way to play around it. If RTZ gets 3 or 4 more heroes to sleep, your racks are gonna go down.
It just felt like such a, I don't know, the way you knew this game was gonna go. If they didn't explode like crazy from NaVi, it's just, I don't know how they have any answer to this. It was clearly a very well-prepared strategy. Maybe something that EG has like ready in their book, where like if the opening of our opponents does not feature any good wave clear or anything, you know, the first 3 heroes or so, we just whip this out. Like, okay, what are you gonna do now?
I mean, I really think you got to think twice before letting EG have. I mean, Lycan for definitely one thing, but then having the Lycan and the Naga Siren, that's.
Yeah, well, especially the Tusk, honestly.
I mean, yeah, Crit Tusk. He's been. I think he's had loads of games as well where he's been allowed to have it. He's very seemed to be in the sort of perfect zone to play Tusk over not only this LAN but also in the previous Galaxy battles. We saw some great stuff from Crit on Tusk.
Yeah, I admire trying game 1 and trying to beat it and everything like that, but I would be pretty surprised if they left the Lycan in. I feel like it enables everything even more. I think Crit can still do a lot of similar things on a lot of position forwards, but the Lycan is just... He has so many different options. He can rat and he can also fight very well, and Fear's just quite excellent.
You go again. Sleep here. Mel tries to find a position to set up. Crit jumps in with the time walk, and they do manage to get the silence onto Fear, but he's already got the shapeshift down. So Mel comes in with the control from the Ravage. Crystallize does get the chance to time walk out of it. Then he puts the BKB. He's trying to move in onto Samel, but Samel, the big old side hunter, a little too tanky for Dendi to deal with. NaVi have to back up. NaVi trying to do their best to hold EG off the racks, but Fear comes back in with the walls. Will look to take it down. They do manage to get the 2-man chrono, but NaVi, they've got 2 members that walked into it by the looks of it. Fear's going to get the chance to pop the cheese. Can they bring him down? They try, but Crit's in with the save. Jumps in, picks him up in the snowball. Will be able to keep Fear alive for now. Crystallize trying his best to man up, but he has to time walk away. And out of this one, Dendi gets beaten down by Samel. General in the mid lane rooted up, and GG well played is called. It's all too much for NaVi. EG running away with this game very confidently out the back of the lanes. They looked a bit elsewhere, Crit with a huge smile on his face, as that one's got to feel pretty good. Anytime a team gives you Lycan for Fear in this LAN, as it seems, you're going to have smiles on
It's one thing to like have a good draft that feels synergistic, but they also just had so many straight up counters, you know? Like you have to play Void against Naga, against Ravage, and then you're dealing with this whole Night Stalker Lycan situation.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Said Miracle just gets to kind of sit on the side of the map that he wants and do whatever he really feels.
Yeah, Miracle is getting away, and the fact that Viper is having a pretty splendid game as well. 6,500 net worth, definitely not falling behind here. And that's one of the hardest things on Viper, is just staying relevant in farm throughout the entirety of the game, but he's doing a good job so far.
Dark jungle they go. Smoke from NewBee. Who are they looking for? Where is the GH Wisp? Can you find him? Can you kill him? GH will spot him coming in, but Kaka starts things off. Bait bot into left, but there is a Viper. Swings over to the northwestern side, relocates out. GH says goodbye, but Matuma Man now may have been left high and dry as NewBee chases forward with a static link. They've got a bait behind with a Nightmare on the grip. He's going to get onto one now. He can save Matuma Man here. He just needs to grip the race. He's not going to be fast enough. Now it's stolen. Kaka gets nice grab of the grip.
So he actually got unslept by the corrosive skin still being on him. So he took damage from the Viper, woke up, ran up and killed the Viper. That seems fair after all, but that's really unfortunate. He thought that he saved him with Bane there, but now back to bite you. That's one of those cases where your own skill can work against you.
Radiant's career respawns, not sure how it died previously, but the Yasha on it up for Mugi had its bonus for them, but died. Losing 3 heroes quickly there. GH died still in the Radiant jungle as it all ended.
Yeah, the game is still going, and interesting because I can't read who's come out on top in this. Everyone is having a quite good game. Wisp a little bit ahead of his support counterparts, but Bane equally a little bit behind of the Rubik as a result of this. It's really even right now.
Do we start to look at how does NewBee deal with
this first movement towards mid? It's going to be interesting.
Miracle has Lincoln's now.
He does have that. The Orchid is obviously coming for Storm. He's building it after the Kaya. Kaya just more of a farming item, but still quite for fighting. A Viper going in, slowing down quite a bit here.
Alpha is here, but not to back as well. Mind control in with a scream. No man of Sonic Wave. He swaps his treads around and gets a hit onto a couple there. KP has run far enough away. Then Miracle, focusing on Fate, will look for the easier kill, the closer, the slower, and the deader Ogre.
They saw the Storm as well. They still see him with these great wards that they have dropped, so you know exactly where he is. That was some good movement there, and this kind of shows tethered Viper is much more scary than a Viper just on its own, because suddenly he's able to orb walk you down quite easily, running down the Razor like it's nothing, but the GA comes out, stays in.
NewBee contesting with Roshan. They know that spells are down. Liquid don't have their full arsenal, and they've got the grip from Karka stolen and put onto Miracle. He's forced to strength. Age is taken by KP, killed by the Radiant. Now they kill GH one by one. Liquid tumbling, falling, and crumbling as the Storm zaps himself into another kill. Finally, Kuro gets a grip on the Razor, but it seems all been
goes down as well.
Down, mind control goes, and Kuroki, the last man standing as NewBee. This is where they are strong, sweeping into the Roshan pit, taking the kill, the Aegis, and Liquid.
We've seen it before, that teams get a little bit ahead of themselves, thinking that we have good control of this game, we can go for Roche. In the end though, you really only killed the Ogre, forced the GA, and you expanded a bit of your own ultimates in the process of doing so.
So early on, the respawn times as well, very quick for NewBee.
Exactly, Ogre was even, you know, part of that fight in good time. A little bit cocky, I would say, by Liquid, but trying to pull a cheeky one, you know, and get ahead. Obviously, it would be nice to take away the Aegis from Storm. They did do so, I suppose, but now you have an Aegis Omni Knight instead. He's going to be pestering you by being ultra aggressive.
Oh, running it.
Not scared of anyone.
Kaka still trying to steal spells away from Miracle's Morphling. Swiftly moving into that Ethereal Blade. See a bunch of talents now coming up. What is that? 15 on Morphling, 10 Agi, and 30 attack speed. Now Kuroki found with a static link. The Nightmare's flashed onto Razor, but Boogie has the repel, has the help of Storm, and Kuro too deep in behind enemy lines here, and GH might suffer a similar fate, but he's... Oh, nice tether TP. Miracle is out as well. They can't catch him quite. Very close, though.
Very close. If it was there just 1/10 of a second sooner, could have cancelled that TP, and that would have been very, very tough to get out of for Miracle. Anyway, just losing the Bane in the process there. Queen was farming away on top lane, trying to work towards that Yule Scepter. He's going to have a counter to the Orchid when it comes online, pretty much. The Orchid is complete, though. Storm can send it out.
Hey.
Yeah, he recovered quite a bit there. That Roshan fights, he got a triple kill, I believe, in that one fight. That was really, really big. It was KP that got the triple. It was KP.
KP got the kill and the Aegis.
Can't quite remember. Either way, he got a lot of money. He is nuts. He's jumping mid.
Lincoln. They got the Silence in. Nice little heal coming out. GH relocates him back and saves
Oh, he's
Miracle.
got to drop some remnants here. Come on, SE. Some remnants. Impressive.
Does the IO just insta-die as he comes back in?
Not quite. He'll die quite quickly.
Half HP.
Yeah, he didn't start doing it immediately. You could maybe insta-kill him if you do it as soon as you see a TP out.
Got that.
I've seen that happen, but then the IO bought a blade mail and killed the Storm instead. That was some backfire. Some backfire.
Oh, that's good.
Mid tower being pressured now. Of course, there is Bloodlust on this Razor, hitting quite hard.
NewBee feeling like they're in control of the way this game is going. It feels like, you know, like a mountain climber, right? You're relying on your ropes, your restraints, relying on the gear that you've got, and there's always that chance that one slip up, you know, allows the Morphling to come back into this game. It allows Liquid to swing back in.
Of course, they can't take it easy. They have to stay sharp and focused. Oh, they're trying.
Nightmare in, trying to wave across.
They're gonna get the
G8 is
Viper.
forced, but you're right, absolutely. Viper dead without buyback. And G8 follows suit immediately after. With Storm
Razor hits so hard. He's gonna kill Bane as well. He's just murdering everyone.
So nice grip from KuroKy, but it's not enough to keep anyone alive here. Liquid just falling one by one as KP expends the Aegis. Full HP, full mana, so the walking fountain keeps everyone topped up. And Lane of Rax going down 22 minutes in. NewBee, this is them getting to the top of the mountain.
In perfect shape right now. They have reached the summit. And they're gonna back out cleanly here, I think, as KP is well played to his team. They're gonna back out. Even if you go in here, they're still in perfect shape to fight. They might be thinking about the fake back. Traditional move. Yes, they're doing the fake back.
Forward, in comes Storm. SC zaps him down. Miracle no longer with a safety net. Back away, so...
As always annoying whenever the enemy do that. You have to be very careful as soon as the enemy back after taking your racks. If you haven't seen anyone show up on any lane, well, be mindful. And, of course, that's gonna put him on downtime again as Razor starts pushing bottom mainly, forcing away the queen.
Don't stick around, that is the question. Might show himself to Kaka here. Fade Bolt lifts.
Should he steal something? Surprised he didn't steal something else than Nether Toxin from Queen. Pretty much any spell would have been good. He would have found the blink, be the last used spell. Much more valuable for sure. But it's fine. NewBee can still be quite happy with themselves. They need to back up and heal on their two supports. But meanwhile, they're pushing out and farming with Storm. He is approaching what will be a Bloodstone at a very nice timing after Kaya and if it continues at this pace. And I mean, he's always been an outstanding player to watch. SCCC is, I don't know, dude. He's just a phenomenal player.
He's godly.
He is.
God.
Watching TI was one of the most heartbreaking moments ever. And I'm not talking about the documentary. I'm talking about just watching the games because he was fighting his heart out, doing so many things. He's up here top. He really for anything.
Really does push the limits of his heroes every single time, you know, without making it, you know, look like he's overstepping.
Yeah, he has good control. And
control for a TP down to the bottom, but no one from NewBee coming. They're shoving top with Storm, now hiding in the trees.
Queen pushing in to tower bottom, trying to force someone to come back home because NewBee obviously up to no good.
Pinging out Miracle, they know he's up here. Blinkers, where's the lift? Not going to come in time.
Without Storm, it's a tough kill to get. He is coming though. He TP'd it. Zipping.
All the way across. Look at G8. And the easy kill. They'll pick him off. Now onto Miracle. There's the Yules in onto the small Blink Silence. Stops and Ghost Scepter. But he can't get away. He's dead.
There is no escape. They did get a tower meanwhile though, and there's not really any way that they can push here. They have no creep wave, but still, that is a massive kill in its own right.
Troll with the Alpha Wolf doing some damage to tier 3.
Yeah, I mean, it's him and Matuma Man pushing together. Matuma Man from the shadows, sitting back in base, controlling his puppets.
Oh, he is actually just in base, yeah, yep. By the tier 4s.
Ah, he's playing Alpha Wolf now, new hero.
Quap blinks out, Storm finishes the Bloodstone as it appears KuroKy telling his team to try and come and defend top lane. He has the setup to maybe go in onto Mugi, pinging him out now. If he steps forward again, Kuro is ready, but very, very smartly, Mugi walks away from that tier 2.
Yeah, they were respawning on the morphing, so it's better to just respect it and back it up. I think NewBee should be very happy with the amount of kills that they've gotten recently. They've also put themselves in a great spot, having that Shivas now on the Razor. That's a really big item, actually. He's going for Aghanims next, which kind of speaks towards wanting to have more tower push. That's really the biggest thing about it. And,
Aghanims everywhere. Viper's making one, Razor's making one.
If you go Aghanims on Razor, then you probably should take the minus 0.1 strike interval.
Yep.
It's quite good. It will bring it on the highest level from 0.4 to 0.3, so, you know.
3 times a second is pretty damn quick.
Yeah, that is going to hit quite hard.
We finally have the E-Blade from Morphling. The key component really for him, you know, the first 2 items, Lincoln's E-Blade, then the BKB. Who is he looking to shotgun and control in the upcoming fight?
It's gonna be tough. Anyone he can is the simple answer, but Rubik has 1800 HP.
Level 4 null field on defensive mode.
The Omni Knight is carrying a pipe, and then there's an Ogre Magi with Glimmer, and then I think Razor is probably a reasonable target, or if there is a Fiend Script or something, the Storm. but Storm is not easy to just casually shut down. He's just gonna take one little zip and he's not even getting hit by it. So, I would say Razor is probably the best target, but even then, with the pipe and the null field aura, he might not even take that much damage.
Under a blink repel from Omni now. DP brings the blink out on the courier. Queues up the Lincolns for himself, but full control around the Roshan area. Wards are down. NewBee, as they secure this entire zone. Liquid have to consider how to get across there if they want to. Clearing out this wave. A necessity. Mind Control has a TP, but they're not coming in fast enough. Roshan looks like it's already dead before Liquid can even respond.
Aegis and Cheese, potentially even both going towards the Storm here. I mean, he is so good with both those items. We might see Cheese initially put on Razor, and if he doesn't have to use it, he'll just pass over the Cheese later. This is going to be troublesome, to say the least, for Liquid. 12,000 net worth lead and so many utility items on the side of NewBee.
Oh, in we go. Repelled Storm has found the Bane. Zipping back and forth. He does get never struck, but Kuroki's already getting to the right now. The tether from the Rubik moving forward. Trying to steal another one. He gets it as well.
Steals tether again. He's gonna link up with a Razor perhaps while he links the enemy.
He played to save Matu. Not gonna be enough there. NewBee looks like got this game almost in the bag.
Yeah, there's some level of split push going on by Mind Control. Does get a tier 3 tower, but the bigger issue is happening in your base right now. This game is just, it's just done to lose.
Yeah, we saw from the draft, you know, definitely a more well-rounded draft from NewBee. Definitely easier to execute, as we've seen. Liquid, a very finicky, kind of, I wouldn't say wonky draft, and they've got their merits between the heroes. It's just not something that's as easily noticeable that this is what they're going to do.
You just have to value ease of execution. Even if your team is, you know, full of TI winners or of just amazing players out overall, easy executable drafts are still favored heavily. As you see here, final attempts by Liquid, but no one is really dying. No one is taking any damage even.
Sonic Wave and kills Mind Control. Dive into the fountain, pop flying back here.
We're still trying, not giving up yet, but it'll be tough. The cheat was used on the Razor already. He had to consume it.
2 lanes of racks gone, 29 minutes in. Liquid still holding on here for dear life, but 5 heroes from NewBee still relatively ready to fight with the Urn and the Purification onto Mugi. Definitely ready to fight, as SC has 20 Bloodstone charges and a full lane bottom to go and take. Tier 2, a couple of creep waves.
Nothing stopping him from just pushing the next lane here, and not much going for you on the side of Liquid right now. They do have the E-Blade, but like we covered already, hard to burst anyone with that. And I don't see too many outs there in their play here. They have to get a ridiculous amount of right clicks done with Morphling, but that's not that's not easy. And even if you do, there's GA available. I would say this one is all but over. They're going for the last-ditch effort, smoke out. See, instead of sitting around and waiting, I like this move. Taking the initiative. They do have a ward here as well.
So out of our base, into our vision.
Maybe with a good Fiend script, they could do something.
Right, Liquid, who are you going to catch?
Oh, they know.
They know. There's the ward taken out. Mind Control in with the ult onto the Omni, but he's chain stunned down. They don't have a spot now. Mind Control in with Miracle, trying to bring down any of these members of NewBee, but they're so tanky with a GA up. They can't be killed.
There's no way.
Untouchable NewBee squad. Unkillable as they sweep through Liquid.
All 5 of them just standing there and slapping away at Miracle while he desperately tries to do
So game number 1, both teams undefeated until this point. Liquid dropped their first game of ESL on Genting, and NewBee really showed them, you know, what this game's all about. 31-8 in a 30-minute victory.
Dire team turn to ban.
After Puppy's left, NaVi has always been kind of a stubborn drafting team. They have what they think is good, and it's hard to get them off that.
Yeah, they're just gonna, you know, roll the dice again. I like this.
I don't.
It's only a,
10 seconds remaining.
you know, it's only your tournament lives. Whatever.
Whatever.
You gotta disassociate the stakes.
5 seconds remaining.
Because if they can't beat it, then they're gonna be really good in the draft for the next game if they survive.
I guess that's optimism.
Yeah, I mean, if they win this game and we go to a game 3, then EG have then had their answer,
It's
I
been
guess.
broken, yeah.
Yeah, because they've had it broken, so they have to change it. So I guess it can swing.
But come on, guys.
For this series, we're gonna do a best of 5, so we can say that for the third game as
Sure.
well.
Okay, well, I mean, they're going to get rid of the Cole. They got rid of the Naga in the first ban phase, so
Yeah.
that's 2 of the 5 they had last time around. So at least they can't just carry on sweeping them with exactly the same
Well, but-
5 lineup.
Yeah,
But
but this time they
again-
banned the Void.
Right.
10
Exactly.
seconds
And
remaining.
I don't think EG, the way this draft has gone, I don't think EG wanted those heroes anyway.
EG's
No.
turn to pick.
Maybe they take something like... I'm not sure. Like, maybe they take something like CK as a result. Because you need control right now.
What, NaVi?
Yeah.
CK is just, he's fallen so hard out of favor
10
recently.
seconds remaining.
I think teams kind of remembered after CK had
5
this,
seconds
he had a little bit of an adjustment, but I also think a lot of teams remembered that CK is a hero that if you kill him a couple times in the first 15 minutes, he can have a very hard time coming back. Just not a flash farmer.
What about the PL for Navi?
I'm kind of okay with it.
Yeah, peel's good.
It would depend on what the third hero is, because EG has to reveal either their 5 or another core. You take your 5 here though, because you want NaVi to show at least one of the cores to show the direction.
And also, I also like the Ruby because it threatens so much that Navi might get cute with here. It threatens it. It's hard to take an Omni Knight now.
Yeah.
It's hard to, you can't take an
10
Enigma
seconds
now.
remaining.
Anything's stealable.
Turn to pick.
Gyro's a solid pick.
So how do you handicap the Gyro versus Lycan matchup? Well,
It's... Hold on, I'm trying to remember who's playing what. It's really hard for Gyro.
yeah,
It's like nearly impossible
10
for Gyro.
seconds
So
remaining.
that's what I thought as well, but I wasn't quite as confident in that because
It was
5
EG versus
seconds
VP game 2 at DreamHack.
we're remembering the same game.
Yeah, it was like Lycan and Artesia at the post-game interview, and after the discussion that we had, he said Ramses had an impossible game because it's really hard to play Lycan against Gyro.
Right.
Or Gyro against Lycan. That's what I remember.
No, and VP had a bit of a lead in that game too. If I
Yeah,
remember
which is
correctly.
why it's surprising that Navi... No, I think they got bodied really hard in that one. They were pretty broken after game 1, though. They had like a 20k.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That was a bit of a tilty series.
That's my favorite part. Is like I can't remember so many details about like my life, and I can just remember like
Oh yeah.
stupid Dota
Remember
games.
the drafts from
It's so-
2013.
Thank God this is my job. Like I'd be so.
That's why I'm quite happy that I've got Facebook for birthday reminders. Because I just wouldn't remember any otherwise. But ask me about a draft in 2014, no problem. Yeah.
We're
just-
weird
we're just a
people,
bunch of
folks.
nerds, aren't we?
It's all right.
It's so useless. It fits just like one
It's just-
specific thing.
It just feels like EG can pick anything here.
But they won't just pick things.
I think I mean, I think they can just pick TB.
Take Abba, dude.
Oh, Abba's actually okay. Yeah, Abba's sick
R9.
because Abba. The other thing, thinking about pre counters. Well, okay, you take the.
Well, of course.
Yep.
Why not? Now the Rubik's not on that side.
This is something you see so many top teams doing so far back. It's you pick the counter to the hero,
Yeah, which
and
means
then you
you
pick
don't
the
have to
hero
ban
itself.
them. They
right?
won't ban them either because it's not going to get picked, and then you end up picking it as well.
I think they just
Smart.
needed some like team
10
fight dispel.
seconds
That
remaining.
might
I
should be
Abba,
quite happy.
but
Quite happy with that, I guess.
5 seconds remaining.
It's a really nice Omni game.
Yep.
Like, yeah, A counters the heal, but who cares? You're just gonna gyro pops that cannon, you pop your ulti, then you just dispel the Lycan, and you actually can't do anything.
You know what? You might. I just don't think you're going to get both heroes. If you're Navi, you might actually double back and like try to grab something like a Clock SF in the last 2 picks because I feel like you're going to. I feel like you're kind of in a situation. Dendy, please carry us anyway. You know, because
But if they
Crystallized hero is going to be so.
if they pick either of those, don't
yeah,
ban
that's the
other one.
problem. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I feel like if you go for either of those,
because it's such an obvious, it's a telegraph
right.
pick, isn't it? If you pick Clock here or you pick an SF here.
But I just feel like you have so much invested now in enabling
Yeah.
Dendy because he has to win this game for you at this point.
EG's turn to ban.
Oh boy.
Okay.
That's just not the hero. Timber is he has such struggles in the meta. I feel like if you're picking
haven't
a Timber
really
Saw,
played Timber in a while either.
Yeah. Timber's nice against nice against Lycan.
Remaining.
Like after that.
yeah, it's nice. It's nice enough in the lane, but what do we see in the last matchup? Death Prophet's nice against Lycan in the lane too.
So I wanted Bat Rider because it's really good against the Lycan. Yep. One of the few here. I think you were asking me like what heroes are good against Lycan. I told you I was like Bat Rider.
10 seconds remaining.
But they get rid of it. Cool. EG realized like the last
5
lockdown
seconds
factors
remaining.
would be something like Enigma, but again they have Rubik, so you can't just like it's really hard to can't pick something like Tide either. You're picking all these things into like not ideal situations.
All right, so I don't know. I'm asking myself, can this be a general Timber Saw, and you still turn around and try and pick Dendy something like SF that you hope he goes ham? I think
they
the answer
lose
to that is
really
no.
fast.
Yeah, I think the answer to that is definitely no.
You need lockdown really bad right now.
Yep.
But
Is there an offlaner that gives you enough
Enigma.
lockdown?
But they have.
No.
We just talked about
Not
that.
against Rubik.
I was like, yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Well,
That's why like
we've seen it, but it's horrible when you play that Enigma and there's a Rubik around because you've got to take that into account before you can even cast the blood.
That's why it's like such a cool draft because
Yeah,
EG,
it's
like,
very difficult. Isn't it?
They've just taken. Yeah, that's the thing. Their picks. We talk about picks and bans. We talk about bans in terms of denying heroes to the enemy
they
team,
can
but
still
your
take the
picks
clock.
can deny hero to
They
the
can
enemy
still
team.
take the clock.
I'd be okay with. I think Clock's okay-ish. Rubik's nice against it, but
I don't like it.
you need something that like just runs in.
But that's
Pick,
the
like-
point. If you try and pick something that's got something big that's
like
worth
Doom?
stealing, then you don't want to play it because the Rubik will take it away. So
I take like.
okay, nice D. All right.
Okay, this is Core Sand King, probably Core Sand King and support SD. There's a chance that they could take a page out of the VP handbook and run this SD as a core, but I just don't think that makes sense with
They
Timber.
generally haven't. It's generally a Sumiko.
Oh,
SD,
yeah.
So
10 seconds remaining.
yeah.
And I like SD a lot as a hero right now.
Move
I
the
think
Sand
he's
King to the
underpicked.
off lane.
Yeah. I think this is going to be General Sand King, Dendy, Timber.
Roger AA.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And there's okay. Well,
Choose your hero.
nah. Well, 2 times in one day, guys.
Yeah, and I have to say, credit to Arteezy earlier. I know, I'm a bona fide signed up member of the Samael Storm Spirit Club, and because he's a phenomenal player on it. But I have to give props to Arteezy earlier. That was a great game for him.
As am I, but look, Arteezy has been a very good Storm Spirit player for a very long time. Like, he gets overshadowed naturally, but Artur is a very good Storm. I guess Blitz would be the authority on that.
That dick told me that Tread's Bloodstone was the only build. I told him that Tread's, I had this really cool build. I said on stream, I was like, not actually angry, but I was like, dude, there's this cool build, like Tread's Kaya Orchid. I've been doing it every game, like it's sick. And he called me a straight up moron. And a lot of people,
but you're a Storm player.
It's Artur.
And my chat's like laughing at me like, ha ha ha, you fool. And I felt embarrassed and I never went it again. Then I see him play against a Tinker.
And he used the same build.
And he went the exact same build.
Artur calls everybody.
All right, we've got to wrap things up, boys. Very quickly.
Yeah, I think
EG?
it's
Strong?
too strong game. EG.
Too strong. Okay. We think it's too strong for EG. It's another great draft from the boys. And they have another Storm Spirit. Let's see how they get on in game number 2.
Indeed, Red Eye, this is maybe the last chance here for NaVi. We'll see if they can pull it together. But it looks to be a very scary draft from EG. Look, you could see sort of from the facial expressions of NaVi, it seemed like they were very sort of, didn't look like positive people.
And Omni came out and it's like,
It's a scary lineup from EG. But what's sort of the shining lights for NaVi's lineup, do you feel? Can they do that?
I look back to that whole, core counters, free games idea. Maybe there's some flexibility here. So you said at the end of the last game. So is there a chance to go for something off the wall? Something they could try. Could they try the Dendy AA? And then they opened with it. And I was like, oh, is it possible? Are they thinking about it? But then, I mean, how are you going to catch the Storm Spirit? Like, this has been the problem. The hero's been 5th picked in a couple times this tournament. And what's their control? The last pick was a Shadow Demon. So they pretty much have to execute flawlessly. huge pressure on the Sand King to get things done. The way that Arteezy or Sumail, assumedly Arteezy on the Storm again, and Sumail will be taking Omni Knight, will get and not have.
Feel like getting that first pick, getting it straight through. You know, this is something that you always sort of look towards the opponents to say, do you have an answer this time? Game 1, we saw the Lycan and Fear have a very free game. It was very hard for NaVi to do anything about him. This game, I mean, as you said, the catch, if anything, it seems as even like you don't have the Chronosphere, you don't have that sort of massive lockdown to guarantee you a chance to beat into him. It's going to be very scary unless they can really push him behind in the laning stage. But even if they do that, we saw in game 1, Fear, he was absolutely pushed behind in the laning stage. Dendi dominated his lane, but Fear just made a perfect recovery.
So I'd be curious to know why they want to leave that like that. I get it, game 1. I get it. Yeah, you think you have a plan, gonna make it work and everything. But if you bully him so hard and he's still such a major impact in terms of how you lost, it's kind of surprising that he shows right back the very next game. But perhaps now they're thinking, okay, we know what happened. We know we can beat him in the lane. We're going to try and figure out a solution. We've got a couple different matchups that look kind of okay. Timbersaw. But can we then get an advantage off of this? I don't think they're going to get as good as a matchup as they had last time. The Death Prophet. That unlikely. Thankfully, NaVi, with someone having a DC right now, so we're just taking a bit of time. They're going to have to think this one over.
I mean, you can see, I said these lads, they seem a little less on the side. I mean, there was a smile coming out from Sumail.
Well, he's playing Omni again, dude.
I mean, absolutely. And Sumail's a pretty straight-faced, focused kind of guy. But when you see a little smirk come out of him, you know that he's sort of in his element. And as you feel very, very happy. It's going to be very interesting to see how it goes down. EG, they did look good in game 1. This game 2, absolutely have to do it with.
Standing guard. Not enough lifestealer picks.
Really, no, not for. Go elsewhere.
Just Misery was giving us trouble, it looks.
We do have some issues at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. We are just waiting.
You know what it is.
DC, I imagine it's Misery.
Crit probably like unplugged his mouse. He's like hazing, you know. Get the new guy. Totally got him, guys. Oh, I put some tape under his sensor on the mouse. He can't get it to work.
EU to EU bounce. And
he still looks perplexed at that.
Roger. Those eyes, they've seen. I'm sure he's just in deep. For all we know, this could be.
They need some deep thought.
What is that?
Apple juice.
It looked like some sort of, you know, hard liquor. So I guess we should be able to get back in. Moment. Oh,
there we go. High fives. Right, that's the key.
You gotta get this man up. You can feel the tension. They need to sort of liven their spirits up. This is potentially be the last game. They have to do something dramatic to swing this series around.
It's good that he's a morale coach too. It's nice to have someone like that on your team. Tech guy's not nearly as excited.
No, he's calling in senior tech guy. Tech guy on the floor.
This is the guy who comes in and just says, "Did you turn it off and on again?" I tried that. Misery's like, "I have tried that. Okay, I'm going to call somebody else."
Biting at the lips from Dendi.
Can I play AA this game?
Look at his, he looks upset. I want to give him a hug. Give that man a hug.
I wish
I hope he is playing the game. I mean, I'm sure some people listening, or if you're watching in client, they will see.
They know. They know who's like. We don't know anything.
They're like screaming at us. It is a mid AA, or it's not a mid AA. Of course it is.
You idiots! We're just too hopeful.
But this is, you know, lots of time for the teams to have a talk, and as you see, both sides are certainly utilising it. Thoroughly talking through the game plan here. Ready to put.
Start pause strat. Often used in the online region, specifically in North America. Dota. Some would say long-held tradition of the region migrating across.
I hope that EG put a reason in the.
Because
Crit said he wants to see reasons for pauses. I'm sure. Looks like We are good to go. It is not a Dendi AA.
Boo.
It is a Dendi Timbersaw, Seneko AA.
But it is a general Shadow Demon.
It is.
So that's pretty hype.
Yeah.
We like that.
Something a little
That's
different
fun.
in that sense. And of course, RTZ will be playing the Storm Spirit, Fear Lycan, Samel, Misery Tusk, Crit, Rubik. I think there's, in the past, Crit used to have some quite flashy plays. Flashy. We sort of get the chance to see a few games now and then of it from him. Not too often, but nice to see him on this game. NaVi, can they do it here? I mean, it's an exciting one because if they do it, it's going to be incredibly impressive because EG's lineup, just looking draft to draft, it just says you ain't got much of a shot.
I had the pleasure of watching the earlier on the Unite and Storm game, and EG made it look damn good. Now if I look at the control in this game, we have basically like disruption into Burrow Strike. Hope it's something.
They have to get the execution down to perfect.
And you're dealing with a repel.
Yes.
So, and then at least they were able to itemize a little bit. Like earlier when we had some problems with control with one of the EG games, they were able to itemize and play with sights and stuff for the Weaver of Raven, which is how they came back in that game. No, well, I guess kind of sealed it, you could say. But itemization for the side of NaVi doesn't even look very good. There's no good Abyssal hero.
No.
There's really not the best scythe. Maybe like a Blink Scythe sort of build from General, as it is kind of this weird offlaner that gets... He doesn't have very specific items that you need on the Shadow Demon offlane. It kind of does a magical damage.
I mean, I'm sort of looking at maybe I feel the sort of biggest... If Dendi does become this unkillable beast on the Timber side. If he gets a good start, if he can get these sort of key items early on, there isn't really sort of massive amounts of nuke damage on the side of EG, and yeah, Dendi playing this nicely here. He's in the lane aggressively.
This looks great though. This is the matchup they wanted, right? This is why you picked Timber.
Sure.
You're like, okay, we're gonna get that early matchup, and yeah, it's not really safe to call things off-lane Shadow Demon anymore. Of course, that's where the hero was most often seen, but with so many lane swaps these days, it's gonna be the off-lane player in general, Mr. General, in the mid lane.
Playing the mid SD.
I like it.
That's it. Yeah, let's see how this goes. I mean, cool, he's not gonna have a lot of fun in this sense. He just get dragged back. Looks like he'll be fine. TP does come in from Roger. So General will survive for now. I mean, we're scary. We've all seen the clips, you know, of a core Shadow Demon late game. They're level 25, destroying enemy cores. Maybe we get that out of NaVi.
And this used to be a very famous roaming duo. Shadow Demon and Sand King. You disrupt into a Burrow Strike. Does some damage from the illusions. Now they just kind of have it as like a dual lane option. And before Storm's level 6, they do have the opportunity to apply that pressure. The question is, will they be able to actually do anything with that pressure in this game? Much like last game where they kind of felt like they were a little bit ahead, it was spent on a Battle Fury and a lack of forward progress led into the ratting of heat.
Shots in from Misery. Snake will be able to get himself back. Trees will survive. Some mountain.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Very much into the faces, crystallize Seneko.
I like how they didn't dive either. It's just not really worth it, honestly. I just want to make sure they get this wave, keep it pulled back, get into a nice spot for themselves. Zoom out. Speaking of rolling, we don't have our Tusk in the mid lane. I'm so used to it. You know, you got Crit instead playing the Rubik. So.
Like that. Good disruption onto RT. Can't follow up straight away after General does get bottom by Crit. Stacking up poison as well.
Yep.
Which, it's pretty strong in this now. I mean, these two heroes, they, you know, it's easy on the Storm, not the great. These stacks, as General throws them out. They do add up.
Left for General to set up though.
Sure. Yeah, if he gets going on, he could be in trouble. But he does have backup. Roger's coming in from the sidelines with the Burrow Strike. We'll continue to stack the poison up. Is it going to be off? He does have 3 stacks upon him, but Crit's there. Got the bottle charges. Arteezy will be fine. Forces Roger and General away.
A lot of pressure on Misery this game. You know, you gotta live up to this Crit Tusk. Not an easy thing, but he's looking fantastic.
Absolutely.
Plus, he's not gonna be getting as much gold as Crit.
Top lane.
And I got a first blood.
Gee, they're looking for it.
Body blocks.
Yeah, Crystallize will make sure that Seneko can get away to safety for now.
Good lad.
Turn around, throw down one of his spells. That might cost him. He's going to look for the deny to the neutrals, and he'll certainly get it.
Perfect.
Heals himself. He creeps. Kill.
Even with the extended death timer, it's always going to be worth it to do that at this point.
Especially because it's still the first blood. Because, you know, 4 minutes in, no one's died yet. It's going to be worth a lot. So bottom lane, CS, Dendi, 19 for 2, 18 for 1. Pretty much these two. Yeah. Very much farm. I mean, sure, Timbersaw, you got great harassment against any sort of melee core, but Lycan, you got a ridiculous amount of regen, so you more than sustain sort of burst anyway, especially with, you know, sort of the way the Whirling Death works, removing your base attribute. It's just going to mean that you're going to regen up to fuller health even quicker.
He's a bit of a level advantage though, which is going to be very good for Dendi, because he really wants to crack level 6 first, and he should be able to just get a free kill. There's no help there for Fear. Obviously, if he has the 6 on Fear though, he's just going to ult. Still opting for the Wolves build as well, even though he's up against the just keep microing them away, let them regen back up.
That's the idea. At this stage, the new source damage output to Elijah walls immediately in one burst. So, Crystallize actually suffering quite a bit on this safe lane jar in terms of CS. He's only got 12 CS compared to the 20 of Sumail. So Sumail, once again, a very strong start to the game in terms of his lane. Chased down there by this homing missile. Roger is going to cross as well. Burrow strike. One kill. Sumail will have to and now got to repel, try and run himself away. Scrap round coming for Seneko. Misery cuts off Seneko, very nice surprise charge, but they will still get the first blood. NaVi, as Seneko's able to reach across the tree line, creep down the cold feet, and they neutral deny. I mean, NaVi, first blood, and making sure that EG get nothing in return there.
Excellently done by Seneko. General's pro debut on Shouty. 47 unique heroes in career and 7 unique heroes in his 7 games here at ESL 1 GENTING.
I mean, I'm just interested to see what he builds and how much of an impact this core Shadow team can have. So far in the middle lane, 22 CS, he's farming alright. Bottom top lane, Sumail and Misery rolling in to crystallize TP in for Seneko. Will manage to force back Misery. Sumail can dive more. But I mean, what is the idea between the testing?
Yeah,
what's it gonna do as a core?
He's gonna get BB on. I would want to make it happen if I could. Hopefully they actually set it up top.
Ooh, nice level just in time to stop the cold feet from proccing, but it may not be nice enough as well. Roger's looking to chase him down. Purification there for Sumail. Will keep alive. Roger now being chased down. Sumail, 3 heroes to deal with. So Roger himself away in time. Back to farming.
I guess maybe they're overvaluing the Purge, in my opinion, up against the Omni Knight. Can't take off the Repel anymore. They can only take off the Guardian's Angel, and they don't even have that much physical damage. Obviously, once Jar's really farmed and he talents more damage with Black Cannon, then so at least takes down a bit more with that. But other than that, it's just your typical Shadow Demon, lots of magic damage burst. It's a very unique hero. It's not something we see all too often, so not fully fleshed out, I would say, in terms of the ups and downs, as it were.
I'll be interested to see if sort of maybe the itemization smell changes. You know, doesn't necessarily go for Radiance on the Omni this game, because there is the illusion potential that this core SD is going to be able to utilize.
It has been changed so that you can actually turn it off during disruption. Unless that's been patched, you can actually shut it off, which is kind of dumb. It sucks to be Shadow Demon. Then he doesn't get the Radiance.
All right, yeah, if that works, yeah.
It'd still be okay.
Goes to live. Would have seen AFK. Here's Arteezy, dips in him, and that'll be an easy kill for EG. Not expecting that rotation at all, as it seemed from Arteezy. General has come up. They do have 3 members now, but they really need some sort of catch, and that does require Roger or General to be on the front line, so Arteezy will be fine.
And you can see, though, with all that attention top, that Catapult has taken down the full bottom tower, and Dendi's kept it here.
What, 8 minutes in?
Yeah.
And the Timbersaw is heavily pressuring at tier 2. What the heck happened down here? How does this thing get...
This is when Timber has looked his best lately. It's moments like this where there's no one who can really deal with him early, and they do have that problem.
Mid lane. Fear pops the armor, dives in onto General. General, no way that you can survive between these 2 core heroes going in on you. Fear and Arteezy take the kill. Also get the tier 1 tower as well. I mean, this is the thing, you know, sure, he disrupts one of the 2, but the other one's just going to come running at you. 2 very, very high mobility cores. It makes a core Shadow team just suffer massively whenever he's out on his own in any level.
Slide again. starting to catch back up to 27-21. He is 1,000.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It sounds good, because you know you can help people with the sum. They have flak cannon. They have this. Another good reason why they were thinking it's very good this game as well, because they want to be able to make sure it doesn't just by the Lycan running. There's a Lycan's now, and again you'll get this 8 blast. That all has to be pretty tactically sound for NaVi though, compared to the tactic of just literally running at your face and clawing at you. So, still don't. He's on that dire side. Starting to look at that dire side. He's trying to go for stack there, but
he is indeed. There'll be different in general, trying to buy him some time. But some Male Misery Prince around him. They've got the snowball in. Crystallize falling low. Will get taken down. EG find the kill. Roger moving in with the Burrow Strike, but there's 4 heroes. He zips forward. Burrow Strike from Roger holds back the Storm Spirit. EG think about trying to chase this SK down. Quite close the gap. Shards off the mark. Can't quite reach around Roger. Roger will survive. Again, this is crystallizing down, making rotations and getting big kills as well as about their Storm Spirit. Who, RTZ pretty much got the Kaya complete on top of the treads. So this very sort of power spike he has early on. He is out of mana though. Dendi coming in with the rotation, but not looking to chase. A little too wary of what could potentially waiting on the high ground of EG there.
Looks like another great game for the Fang Split build, I would say. Going the Kaya
absolutely, and Blitz.
Like you're up against the Shadow Demon. If he just zips on him, silences him, destroys him. Zips on the Timber Saw, gonna help his team there too. Sand King, plenty of good work with targets in this match. And that gank too that they tried on Crystallize, whether it's like if you try and save him with the Shadow Demon, well guess what? Tusk, another great thing he counters because he uses that time when they're disrupted to try and create some space and then start casting some spells on them, like followed with an ulti or something like that. And then what happens? They just snowball, they dodge into his ultimate, and they chase you down from where you're trying to create this gap. So overall, the Tusk just kind of counters this whole Shadow Demon save anyway.
Aggressive on He's looking to play him. He's got the backup to do so. Crit with the setup straight away onto Dendi, and Dendi's gone. 30 seconds, no Timber.
Oh, Crick at the ulti too.
And he's looking for more. Yes, he's moving in bottom lane. Fear's going to be diving in onto Crystallize. There's a homing missile to hold back the Wolf. Will buy some time for Crystallize to run himself away. Top lane, NaVi looking for the turnaround. Will go into the Rubik. Bottom, Jara goes down. Gia comes out just in time for some mail. Keeps Crit alive, and now EG can chase down for kills themselves up top. They'll move in onto General, zipping forward with Arteezy, taking down a 3rd hero across the map. Misery's not done yet. They have the shards onto Roger. The rest of EG moving back over. Samael and Arteezy maybe hoping to look for the SK as well. Arteezy's low on mana, but they have the Purification AoE damage. They pop down a Remnant, burst down another. 4 heroes going down in quick succession on NaVi as EG leads 7-1, 4K lead, and another tower will be in the bank for them very soon as well.
My hair for the post-game camera here.
It's getting pretty brutal.
That looked like the end of game 2 when they were just kind of chain feeding. Honestly, trying desperately to like throw these waves away. Like, no, back from these buildings, please. Leave our base. This time it's just a tier 1, but it's already looking like a serious problem here for the side of NaVi. We haven't had the AA combo at all. There's nothing. I mean, it's not even an easy combo to take. It just needs like a Blink Dagger or something on Shadow Demon, or a super dive from EG.
And the heroes you're trying to hit it against as well. So many ways for them to work around it.
It's a Lycan and a Storm Spirit.
Around, running around. How do you do it if you're NaVi? Maybe you just hold out and you try and get to that Divine Wraith to Jara. That is quite a few pipe dreams away. This game starting to look grim quite early for NaVi with the lead that EG's got. Fear, Lycan. I mean, I think, you know, if other teams here at the LAN are watching this, they will
look what they tried to, like,
maybe learn the lesson. They're trying to fight here, but it's EG that are happy enough to turn it. They snowball into 2. EG, Arteezy takes down 1. That's a core. General SD going down straight away. EG ready to chase down for more as they push NaVi back. Roger Burrow striking the units, trying to hold them out here. Arteezy with a massive zip comes across towards Roger. Doesn't have the control though, so Roger will be able to keep his distance. Dendi looking to turn with the Chakram onto Misery. Moving back in NaVi. Do you fight this though, Crib, with the stolen Burrow strike off the back of the telekinesis, blows up that Roger Sand King that came poking nose around. 9-1 lead for EG. It's not slowing down anytime soon, as it seems.
Honestly, I would wager this is a situation where the matchup just hasn't occurred that often that you don't realize how brutal it is. Because this Tusk is actually, their only way back in this game is some sort of gank point. And before they have a Blink Dagger on this Shadow, or this Sand King, it's going to be like smokes with Shadow Demon initiating with Disruption. Plays like that, Tusk 100% counters them. It's brutal. They just come out with a Disruption, all these spells are laid down, and he just snowballs everyone. And you try and run, and they just chase you down, and they have all this mobility. It looks horrifying, frankly. That's a horrifying angle right there at the top of that chart, I'd say.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you, Pim.
EG, there's a reason why we saw a few smiles on the faces of them coming into this game, and maybe even after the back of the last one. Is very confident in this matchup against NaVi. And also, as we saw, NaVi looked a little wary coming into this game after the draft. You could certainly see that they themselves were not too confident with the hand that they ended up dealing their own side.
So picked fourth, nothing that deals with Propel.
Yeah, he's got no corrector. You go wherever he wants to map. Back, down, bottom, over NaVi's half of the map. EG invade, get another kill for RTZ. So now, getting gone on, he's got Purification back in a few seconds with that sort of speed with the face of drums. No Warrior being caught out by a cold feet proc.
Those have to be a bit careful. Repel's on cooldown for quite a while, and they do have Visionary with Shadow Demon, but this rests onto him is there's a bigger concern. Bottom Ice Blast will hit down there, but doesn't follow up.
Should be another tower for Evil Geniuses. 15 minutes in, taking these tier 2, nobody's business. Pushing power, appears like, and Rogers comes in. We'll hold the push up for now.
It is really good help here.
Misery, though, gets a beautiful grab onto Crystalite, traps him, sets him up for RTZ to zip across straight away and get the kill. NaVi are coming in. They are looking to try and take some sort of a fight in return. General knows that RTZ's low, and he quite close the gap for the disruption. Doesn't look like he can. Maybe Roger can get in for a burst strike. No, too many members of EG around. Roger can't commit with a stun. DD as well, waiting for RTZ. So NaVi keeping across, unable to do anything about this gyrocopter going down once again, and just cannot bite back into EG's lineup. They just don't have the catch or setup from range. They have to get in close with a disruption or a burrow strike.
It looks like one of those games where talk about how like the drafting formula tends to work, and how it's often explained is that you like do your supports first, and then it goes core, and then you pick a core to counter that core, and a core versus that core and everything, and then in the end there shouldn't technically be like two cores that counter you in most situations, right? Because they can only see that core and then have so many different things, blah, 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 or at least you can counter that core back or something. But what happened here is that they essentially pick this Gyro and this Lycan, and he just runs at your face, and then they get to pick a Storm Spirit after too, because you picked your core into a core that counters your core, and then they just pick another one, who not only has a free game, because there's no one to stun him, but if he just gets on top of this Gyrocopter, what are they going to do? Absolutely nothing. But Dendi got that tower. He got another 9 minutes.
He got that,
but he got it.
And he does have his Bloodstone. Possibly just a general nearly having the Midas, but this is very, very poor mid SD with about the same net worth as Prince Rubik. Crit having a infinitely better time on that support role.
This is some RTZ Midas. So that is
great,
just as desperate.
General, maybe they can stall the game and do something, but it's going to be oh so hard with the way that EG pressure on, and with a completed Orchid and RTZ on top of the Kaya. This Storm, very scary at this stage of the game, as there is very few items or ways that NaVi can play around it. Sure, maybe a defensive disruption, as long as the SD General himself is the one being gone on by RTZ, but it doesn't look great.
It feels like there's no other item that would change anything. It's like, if he buys a Blink, does it matter? We've seen the disruptions largely not impactful. He might as well just try and get somewhere. He has the added bonus of having the XP talent, so it's going to amplify that Midas by a bit more. Try and get him into those big talents later on that pump out insane amounts of magic damage. That'll give them some sort of a chance. That's their hope, at least. And they have the Blink Dagger on Roger, so very important smoke here for them. Has to be a core pickoff. Can they find some? That will be good.
I am be very surprised if we see RTZ die even the once this game with the way that it's going. 0 deaths on Storm, of course. I was only the one killed.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So, KDAs of the whole of EG look pretty.
Who's their feeder?
Yeah, who was the one that died again? I can't remember now. It was so long
Dire's
ago.
middle tower is under attack.
I was Simbail.
Oh, that's right, the first blood.
Oh,
that was the very first kill.
So now you got to step it up.
It's like a handicap. And it gave it
give him a little bit of chance.
Right, and then it's like, then we'll take 11 straight. How's that sound?
Percent of even deaths this game.
Radiant's
Will
top
be
tower
brought up in the
Pizza party
post-team
soon.
meeting. Yeah.
Oh my god, we just had pizza. Oh shit.
Where's Fog gone? Why are you here, Trent? Giannis?
Surprise.
Go bottom lane, Roger. When he moved in a pot, I go in with the snowball. Roger bursted down by the telly. Fade bolt. And a tier 2 tower for EG. 14k gold lead. NaVi with their backs against the wall. They need something incredible. I don't know if they're going to get it. RTZ ready to just dive into the base with the Orchid straight on the General. General's down. They look towards Dandy. Crystallize comes in with the cooldown, but NaVi, they have 3 heroes dead at the moment. Misery rolling forward. RTZ coming across. Takes down a 4. It's GG. It's all over in an absolute stomp. 15 to 1, 20 minutes in. 16k lead for EG. They knew it from the draft. If you go back and watch those screens of NaVi, they're probably going to be very similar to the screens we're going to see after the game. You could...
down because they don't have the tools to do so. So the wards, they don't really matter that much if you're unable to do anything against her anyway.
Is that blocking stack?
I believe there is blocking, yeah. It definitely looks like it. Sometimes it can look strange in Dota, so...
Yeah.
But the majority of it seems to be inside the block.
Regardless, there's a nice little D-ward from Kuro. He's ancient, but yeah, NewBee really keeping tabs on Miracle, right? Trying to see where the TA is at all times, but he hasn't left the lane. Permanently in this mid lane, shoving out into tier 1. No one is here to stop him.
As a result, he's getting this tier 1 tower very early. It's about to go down, and they need to move more heroes in here.
He will drop.
Mid lane, they're bringing in Lifesteer. Can they bring down this TA? It would be a massive kill if they can get it.
Fraction is still there. Matuma Man arrives, and so does GH. They're low on mana.
God.
KP. Oh, the splash back from the side blades. KP's dropping low, and Miracle goes in with Melstrike. Now the GA arrives. Moogie has to turn and fight, but the refraction after the 1. Miracle stands tall in this middle lane.
Yeah, still really strong. No way that they could really kill him there when his team is behind him, protecting him, making sure nothing goes wrong. And that was a lot of rotations towards mid for both teams, but I think Radiant are coming out on top with the way that worked out. And
now it is stack time. Miracle treads, Lightstone
doing the same thing here, trying to hit the golems when he's doing the pullback. As long as they whoever is closest to you, it's obviously nice, but you can see the majority of his right clicks are going towards the golems. They have less armor. Gonna be a pretty clean ancient farm.
Yummy. What did that push him up to do? One of the Mithril Hammers, that Desolator over half done. When that stack is all completed, Moogie, how are we looking for him? Armlet is nearly complete, just the gloves of haste missing. Kaka pops Invis, Vendetta up at top, Mind Control dies down at bottom, but NewBee setting up for a go here onto GH. Kaka.
It should be able to bring him down.
The man's stunned, no,
misses the stun.
GH is going to juke away, he's speedy, he's a man on a horse, but the Infest has long enough range to catch. A final bit of damage now as Faith dies mid lane, defending tier 1. TP from
the TA.
It looks a bit weird without the side blades there, but we'll move forward. A stun onto Kaka. Miracle focuses a hit onto KP, but it's time to run a little bit here, I think. It's Matuma Man overstepping his bounds. Kaka, Carapace up with a man. Now, takes down Matuma Man.
They're so tanky.
Moogie gets just out of range. The burst strike lands, and look at him go. A nice purification from KP will keep him up and running for a little bit longer, but Miracle just relentless. Unstoppable damage coming through.
He is unstoppable and relentless, but he can't quite bring them down. They have a little bit too high armor, and he does not have the Desolator yet. So fighting here, I think maybe he should just have kept farming the stacks, but now they're gonna try and take a tower or get something more out of this. But this is looking pretty hard to pressure the Dire here. They're looking pretty strong on their going behind, going on Sanky.
More MC, but he's got a Burrow Strike after Sandstorm to get a bit of distance there. And
yeah. Unfortunately, he used his Spiked Carapace very early. If he waited maybe a little bit and then ran on top of him with the Spiked Carapace, we could prevent.
The nice out tower from Storm as SC goes for the zip TP. Feeling a little bit unsafe down at bottom lane. Kuro will pair up and try. Get a bit of farm here on the Dragon Knight. Fred, Soul Ring moving into drums. He's lacking a little bit, feels like Matthew, but
he definitely is. He didn't have the easiest laning stage, but he's recovering, I suppose, running back to the lane and just farming away.
Miracle focusing on finishing that Deso, of course.
Oh, he's not going to be recovering so easily. He does not have TP ready, and here comes the gank. First they send out the life stealer.
Aka's like, I'm staying in Viz until the last second.
Yeah, can steal the last hit as well. Thanks for that.
Mid lane Faith dies to the rest of Link.
Sibling Sand King used the ulti actually to commit that kill.
Again on Storm, but SC zips forward, aggressively looking for a play to make here on Kuro. Be ready with a purification bomb if required, but Miracle arriving means that they have to kind of...
He may have been able to get that kill, but it would be so risky for Storm to go in.
He'd burn like all of his mana for an AA, right?
Exactly, he would use every single point of mana just to go in, and then maybe TA would be able to kill him. Scary situation. TA is now 100 gold away from the entire Desolator.
Bottle has 4 staff and 1,000 gold.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the big stories as well. Look at him farming. Efficiency going on here. Killing the creep wave. Lane insane. Sand King coming in.
One controls like, nah, mate.
Gage knew what he was doing as well.
Oh, hello,
really wrapping around.
Coming in, Bottle TPs, Miracle hiding in the trees. The Fiends grip in onto Matsu. As Storm zips back and forth, trying to get out of danger. But Matomaman is still alive. Kaka needs to get in here.
GH saving him, and now counter initiation.
Controls in, but the GA, that will be really nice for the disengage of NewBee. Ice Blast crosses the river and will land onto a couple of NewBee heroes. MC has a blink stun. Looking target, he jumps in. The vision they've got on the Omni Knight is looking good. No repel for 18 seconds, and with Matu stun, this should secure a kill here onto the...
They want to fight this though, everyone going in?
Cancelled.
Oh, they're backing out.
Kaka's thinking about going now onto Miracle. Refraction ends. Or a strike onto Faith. Now the Storm zipping forward. A nice mana burn onto the Sand King. Secures that kill. But have you ever stepped here and sleep onto this little old Templar Assassin? But Kaka dies to the big Illuminator GH. Showing off the strength that he's got as the Deso damage onto the Centaur.
Run, Centaur Conqueror. You're a conqueror.
Felt pretty even, honestly, but ends up being a net worth win there for NewBee.
It was a good fight for Liquid in the beginning, but then they got a little bit out of position with Mind Control, along with the AA as well. Two of them just a little bit deep when they tried to ward up. AA got the ward down, but I wonder if they didn't realize that that's what he was doing.
Stays alive through it all though, right?
He did.
102, 110 CS.
The big story. How strong he's getting, and Auto also surviving.
Gone on by MC and GH, but they are unable to kill him. Still on about 300 HP after the Epicenter and stun.
So I only recently started really thinking about the implications after you do that. Like what happens after that failed gank. It's still forcing the Storm to run all the way back to base. If you're paying attention to him right now, it's going to take a long time before he gets there. And he has to pull up and start healing. And then, well, he could TP out to a lane, but then he doesn't have TP ready, so he's probably going to have to ball Lightning, bottle a little bit, and run a little bit. And then he gets to a lane. It's a very long time. So he uses the... Now he's not going to be ready to go if something happening bottom or top. Even a failed kill attempt can still be quite successful, I'm trying to say.
Some kind of reaction from your opponent, or just removing efficiency. Like, okay. I think Matu knows something's happening. He's like, hey, there's a guy here, but Kuro's the one that gets found out.
He didn't get the memo. He died.
Storm Spirit.
Oh no!
That is super dangerous.
Watch out, those prowlers. They'll take any chance they get.
Oh, enemy hero? Yes. Fighter by 2. I'll root you up.
Root you up.
NewBee in here. The Burrow Strike does catch KP in the back end. The damage coming off the TA. No refraction. Now it comes up. Low HP, but gets out GH can turn this one around with a grip. Optimatsu not killing him off, but finally the damage will arrive. Mugi and Kaka secure it. A big Illuminate across 4. Chunk of damage onto the NewBee squad.
Still no mana leak, though, unfortunately. Not that strong at chasing right here.
Great
nice
start.
double stun. And the AOP is catching the Sanking into will burst him down.
Smoogie going on MC. No reveal again means NewBee cannot.
They've been a little bit
capitalize.
sloppy about that, not carrying enough protection from anyone. But right now, they don't have a single dust on any of their heroes. And I think they need to start being ready for mind control doing that. So often he gets away with just blinking in, stunning, and then, oh, I'm fine because Sandstorm.
But how close was that attempt on Miracle, right? Drop him to like 150 HP.
Extremely close for sure.
And it's like one refraction, snap, snap. I'm back in fighting form.
Yeah, exactly. He's back and he's farming. He's got his Blink Dagger after this one camp. Of course, we're spending a lot of time talking about it. It's not even about my personal preference about TA. This is just the most important hero right now. She's going to scale and become a monster. The Blink on Sanking along with the Blink on TA, that is a kill potential that's able to bring down anyone outside of NewBee.
With GH Castle, Aghanims is 1,400 gold away. He just continues farming like a madman.
Now with
them
mana
so
leak.
much. Now with mana leak, yeah, you're right.
Get yours now.
So that's going to give them heals onto the Dragon Knight, onto the TA when they're pushing forward. Will stop situations like we just saw. Going to give you the global presence, the vision for the Sand King to catch people as well is going to be huge.
The level 15 talent for Otto is one of the best as well, I think, in the game. 350 cast range. When he has so many active things, you tend to buy active items as well, like the Force Staff he already has.
Hex later on.
Yeah, Hex, any single item later on. I've even seen the Meme Hammer on Caudle just because of the long cast range, and it can honestly work wonders.
We've seen a bunch of like Ether Lens Caudle into like Meteor Hammer, then a Scythe of Vice.
You can push from so far away with that.
Miracle, melded, hiding, waiting.
Yeah, it's the two heroes that we mentioned. They want to sit and try to create a kill. I think they might be more successful after he shows himself here on Miracle. Someone will come up here. And, even Storm could die with AA ulti coming in, or with Sanking ulti. Okay,
Do they have vision of this? I don't think.
No, they didn't see me yet. They saw him just now.
Now Bane will spot and walk away.
Always a matter of who spots who. If he takes one step too close there, Sanking will just pounce in and he will be dead. Meanwhile, AA getting a little bit of level on mid, getting some love. Gonna go with the 60 GPM talent. One of the worst talents in the game, but still, it's
money.
It's giving you something. At the point that Kuroki is at, 60 GPM seems pretty good.
Almost a ward a minute.
Almost a ward a minute. That's the way you have to see it.
Yeah. I can't remember who taught me that, but it's like, that's the way you look at supports GPM talents.
Well,
like, it's a voice. Oh, nice smoke pop, Kaka.
Smoke breaking.
No reveal?
Not have any form of reveal. Well, the worst GPM talent ever was the level 15 silencer one. 60.
Oh, it's still 60.
On 15. That was such a bad talent. Man, Kaka is keeping track of them here. Calling them to his team, but they can't quite get the point of initiation here. They're trying with the Infest Bomb. Obviously, they have Bloodstone on Storm now, so he wants to get some charges going.
One sentry mid for Liquid, but Kaka's very, very nicely dancing around it.
He is. He's doing a great job, even soaking up some of the experience over here.
NewBee desperately want to get in. They want to go fight. They've smoked themselves up. Kaka's vendetta has ended, so he's going to walk back, but the rest of the team undecisive about what they're doing. Now they've drawn the line towards Roshan. They've not seen Liquid in a few seconds. Maybe a little bit worried about what's heading their way as the sentry gets placed down, immediately taken out by Miracle as full control in. Now the zip forward. SC repels up, moves it back again to the other side, focusing down onto the TA with a big stun coming through. Mind control's gonna get taken out here, surely. No, turn around. 3-man burrow, but 2-man kills off SC. And KP's fallen as well. NewBee, what's happened? Just one play from Mind Control has turned everything on its head.
That, along with the damage from Illuminate, they're now trying to kill Kuro. Gonna get him quite quickly here, but Matumba Man is scary. Infest running away inside the mix.
Faith nearly dead. Mind Control's having another little fight here, but SC back in battle, looking for the GH puzzle. One more hit is all he needs. He'll zap forward and get that final touch as Matumba Man full HP, full mana, with Mind Control ready to blink stun. Could think about going in onto SC again.
Would be massive to kill him twice in the same fight to get that Bloodstone charges away, but they killed him once at least. Came back, some retribution, but that was a very very closely matched fights. Good Fiend script by the Bane, who managed to stand in the outskirts and still reach the TA. Very tough fight though, which is hard against AA, Model, and Sanking. The three of them had massive impact. Even the Dragon did quite a bit of work there.
Hey, like Nyx had a really sick 2-man Hail, and then Mind Control's in with a 3-man Epicenter, 2-man Burst Strike, and then another like 3 or 4-man Burst Strike to top it all off. Everyone just performing very well, executing nicely around this lane, but you can feel how tense it is potentially for NewBee here. They're the ones that definitely want to kind of get the job done and go and steal Roshan away from Liquid, because the Aegis, but feels like Liquid's kind of hope and savior this game to really push forward and get the win.
It really is. All eyes are on the Roche pit, and being able to take the Roshan sneakily is what Liquid are hoping for. But I like what they were doing here with Storm, just going down bottom, pushing a little bit. Now they see the TP down bottom by Dragon Knight. Instantly, they go for a smoke themselves again. Infest is going. Anyone who is alone right now will quickly be bursted down. A ward, they see the TA farming.
Yeah.
Likely their target.
They are not going blind. They go for the AA. KuroKy is blown up.
That is a good target, actually.
Out.
Takes away a lot of the risk if you get the AA killed first. You can still always heal up with magic wands and not do it as easily.
But NewBee can't seem to do anything from them.
No, and they're now going for the Roshan. Look at the sneaky recall here. They're going to be spotted out by the ward. Barely seeing them. They're not going to be able to take it in time. Everyone is moving over.
Roshan loses 2,000 HP, and Liquid give up for now as the Carapace comes out from a trap.
Yeah,
was that a trap?
It was a trap. So the way it works is TA is the one dealing the damage. Unlike Techie's Mines, it works different. Oh, Kaka. Moving in a little bit. Oh,
traps.
Traps everywhere.
Roshan's still being attempted here by Liquid. Miracle in the pit, 3 outside. Kaka moves in again. Carapace up onto another trap. The Miracle does get stunned a touch.
Really awkward Roche attempt here.
This is
such a standoff, and of course the Infest Bomb is ready to be let go any moment if they can go in. Storm could swing over to the west a little bit. If he goes from north, that could be an easy point of initiation. But in the end, they're gonna back out. So yeah, the way it works is different from the way Techie's Mines work.
Serpent wards and plague wards.
Exactly, they're all their own units, whereas the TA traps somehow...
symbiotic relationship.
Somehow, yes. Oh, here we go, they're walking a piper.
One, but the repel instantly. Kaka turns for the stun, and SC's in with the Infest Bomb. The Guardian Angel's out from KP. And NewBee, they only lose their Bane until Mind Control arrives to the sick epicenter. Kaka, Carapace is back, but he's meld struck and side-bladed down by Miracle's Death OTA. And they're chasing KP. There's no way escaping.
KP gets brought down as well. Liquid really showing the strength of their core heroes right now. They're dealing so much damage. And by core heroes, I'm talking about 4 of them. But that combo is doing a lot of work. They focused him entirely, and yes, you did bring him down in the end, but that walk.
3 heroes down from NewBee. Oh, they've got an Infest Bomb right now, actually. It's just come off cooldown, but they're going to get scouted by a range speed. Move, zipping in, Moogie and SC. Out they come. Oh, but the battle reveal, the outback comes through. The Aegis snatched by SC. He's taking it away from them. Liquid, what do you do against this? The Aegis is popped, so SC returns with full HP full mana. In onto KuroKy, down goes the Ancient Apparition, and NewBee with that one buyback. Absolutely beautiful stuff.
GHGP's in. Is he going to live here?
Storm zipping forward, looking for more.
Vortex, but he can't quite get the reach. Just barely gonna get away. Hasted on TA, but no mana really to speak of, so should be a little bit careful as well. Trapping them as they run away here. Just doing some good damage to them with the traps. KP, ooh, gets out. The Clutch Blink. Another trap though.
Mana leak onto Moogie. This is obnoxious as fuck, honestly. Just spells everywhere, but they've got Repel and Rage, and they will walk it off.
They managed to get out in the end, and they retained the gem. They still have that. Liquid did not lose that. That was a clutch Aegis steal though. The Storm was so close to going down to just the AA burst. Beautiful quick stun by Sanking. As soon as Storm was in there, he's like, yep, you're stunned. It's over.
Liquid still on the foot. They know there's no Aegis here. There's no play for NewBee to make without the Guardian Angel.
I like how Matuma Man practically has no item yet. He's just a drum spreads Dragon Knight at minute 27 pretty much. But that doesn't really matter. He's tanky, he carries his stun, and the damage is coming out from his team anyway. He's just being obnoxious there on the front line. They're going to take this tower without creeps.
It's like a wannabe Wraith thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
he's just like,
pretty much.
Cast spells at me, let the rest of my team survive, please.
Pretty
Big
much.
old damage sink to DK.
I think this Ghost Scepter is going to be massive for GH. The survivability he will get from it is really big. Caudle won't be able to die to Lifestealer or Storm anymore when he has this.
Kuroki's got one as well himself.
Yeah, I think it's a great read on this game. Getting in on both your supports. Who are they gonna target? They're only going on Caudle and AA in every single fight. Of course, they try to kill TA every now and then, but it's gonna get harder.
Of course, you're gonna have to buy up a Nullifier or something like that. NewBee squad, if you want to try and deal with these Ghost Scepters. Oh, so ward on ward here.
A little bit awkward double ward. Well, double ward by Dire and then a ward next to it as well. So kind of wasted, but they want to just see the high ground, see if they can jump in and get a pick.
Liquid are like, nah, mate.
Oh, mates, we'll come back to D-ward that later.
We push. We push now.
Exactly. There's no stress on Liquid to force the issue. They can also just TP away and push with Dragon Knights without having to worry, since they have the recall if anything happens. They need to get him back here. Meanwhile, NewBee are going to be pretty happy getting another tower.
Do at that. Good. You get the push out mid and top. Pings come out onto the tier 3 mid. I'm not sure if that was from NewBee saying, hey, Liquid are known for their kind of ballsy high ground shoves. You have to be a little bit worried about TPing back one by one to defend. Liquid.
I'll take that.
Hardcore as that. Just come in, ward up the jungle a touch. Some nice vision down deep in this NewBee side of the map.
Teams looking for whatever they can get right now as Liquid want to slow the game down, get a little bit more farm. If they get the Orchid on PA, he's going to be very happy about that since Lincoln is not yet up.
Super important as well with these wards to try and spot out like smokes, infests, Lifestealer into the storm. Just kind of get an inkling, a bit of knowledge about what NewBee are planning in the next 30 seconds to a minute or so, and they're trying to de-ward, but there's nothing up here. A little bit further across to this side. Also, these Ob Sentry combos, right? Looking for the Nyx Assassin. Only one of them up there, but they'll start to place down, a ton of sentries on these entry points.
Well, they have that, and then they have the gem on Caudle,
so
yeah, it's quite dangerous for the Caudle or for the Nyx to run in, since the Caudle might always see him. It is nighttime though. Good time for Dire to fight.
So until the day comes around again.
Has a pretty big impact since the vision. Oh, they could lead with a Carapace on mid. I don't know if they're gonna be able to reach him. Like, I got stunned, guys.
Sure got me.
Yep.
You've got your Ghost on Kotal. Apparition.
Looking
Miracle.
hard. I don't know how they're gonna burst anyone apart from Miracle. He's the only one who looks like a viable target here for Dire to go on. Depends, of course, on the initiation.
Are you afraid at all about Miracle's build going very kind of damage-based? He's got defensive item in the Hurricane Pike.
Not quite. Both builds have some merit to them. One big thing that people seem to ignore when looking at builds like this, because obviously an amazing amount of PA. A lot of people are like, I know BKB. Oh, bad, you should have bought BKB. Well, he's gonna have a late 10-second BKB later on in the fight, and that has a massive impact. They're now grouping up, moving around here. Could get a really nice initiation, perhaps. They have a read. Oh, they have a...
Oh, man. 2-man. Stun into Ice Blast. It catches 3. The GA from KP. He was trying to save his buddies, but now SEC with the Infest back. They catch 1. Looking for the GA's Kotal. Get him as well. This is a really balanced fight between the two of them. But KP, the Purification gives him life barely through the Miracle, but now to force that forward. Mind controls Epicenter in on top of NewBee, and the deny from the Storm means that NewBee being wiped off the face of the map. One by one, they'll dive in now, but Mugi strong enough to get to the high ground and away from Miracle. But Liquid, that ward, perfect for that smoke movement in.
Such a big thing that they didn't find the D-ward on that Observer and Sentry, so they saw Nyx as well. Beautiful double stun coming in to lead the way with Sanking. AA ulti landed perfectly, and of course, both the DK and the TA, well, they're not unhappy to be going on some stun targets and killing them. Easy for them. Regen rune again here for SEC. He does get some nice runes, but he did lose Bloodstone charges in that fight, and that hurts you.
Second time now he's been down to 10. He's
It's not horrible though. 10 is still manageable. Your mana is still definitely decent. I think once it goes down to 6 or lower, you really struggle to even farm effectively. His mana regen is going to be okay for now. This is starting to get a little bit worrisome. If you're a fan of NewBee, this is not a good spot to be in. Another smoke being purchased by AA here, so worth Liquid to go for a group up perhaps.
When's the next Roche?
They're recalling. They're smoking up right now.
It's a bit over a minute and fast as Roche spawn, but yeah, here comes the smoke from Liquid you were talking about.
Gonna put down a sentry. Sentry is on point. They don't want to attack it, but they know you're there, guys. Nothing to hide. Ping, ping.
You may as well just kill at this point.
Yeah, well, just waiting to see if they can find any form of advantage.
Kaka has the gem. Liquid. A new one just yet spamming sentries dead for this next assassin. NewBee trying to hold their high ground. They need their lifestealer to come back. Yeah, he's now towards the tier 3. And he starts things off with a little bit of a chip damage here onto Matu with the help of that repel.
Chip damage won't do much against the Coddle though. He's just repeatedly standing out the heal. Looking for the Carapace.
Infest bomb in with the Carapace onto Matu. Phoenix Grip expended as well. That's the DK dead. Chase has to secure them. More kills. GH goes set the 4-staff TP. Do they have a stun to catch him as he retreats? Yes, they do with the Yules up from Kaka. Very quickly swinging from 1 to 2 to 3. NewBee learning to count with Gary B.
Seems like they got a little bit out of position there with the Dragon Knight and didn't quite have anyone who wanted to go in to try and save him. He was facing the wrong way, so they can't even 4-staff him. That's just going to push him into the enemy team. Of course, otherwise that would be a nice play. They have 3 4-staffs. And after that, the supports are simply not mobile enough to get away from the Storm Spirit as he goes in.
Even with a double damage on Miracle.
NewBee definitely showing some big signs of life here, and showing that their lineup is still having some clear combinations.
Going. Got Kaka in front of him, hands over the gem to the Storm.
Ooh, Restore picked up a gem.
Lovely.
Are fortified.
Reward yourself.
Miracle, full Bloodstone, and there's the BKB that you were mentioning. Come around.
Bloodstone?
BKB. There.
Yeah,
BKB.
Bloodthorn.
Bloodstone.
There's a lot of blood everywhere.
There. But yeah, he's got Bloodthorn.
He's got the back.
BKB is going to be here before 40 minutes for Miracle. So it's looking good still for this TA who has died only once in this game.
Exactly. If you can get to this point where you're playing without a BKB and you're still able to not die and get this much farm, then this is the better progression. Just because you will have the 10-second charges, whereas everyone else is having their charges being expended a bit. Well, technically, Matumba Man still has a 10-second because he didn't get to use it. He just got bursted.
Very true.
Surprised he didn't go for a Blink Dagger build, but I suppose he was so underfarmed he didn't want to tie himself back even more with that. Definitely a strong item for this game.
Oh, big old tank. Oh, yeah. Mind control. No, that's not how you start a fight.
An uncharacteristic mistake by Matu.
Hit by the exact end of the impale of Nyx. Miracle jumping in now, an epicenter from MC. He does have a Blink Burrow, but Faith, the only hero he catches, a GA quickly out from KP with a brain sap to follow. Faith's gonna get hit though by the Ice Blast of Cold Feet, and down he goes as the BKB from Matu looking for Kaka. There's the Carapace at the stun, but Kaka dead. Mind control, burst strike back in onto KP, and NewBee, they're being picked apart one by one, little by little, as he jumps in though now with the Infested Blast for the jumping out. Matu will die, but Liquid they can extract.
Get the supports run away this time.
GH goes Scepter, 4-staff ready, high ground not available to him, and the stuns are enough to kill off 2.
Oh, Kuro though, he's, you know, slippery sliding away. This little AA wants to live. He finds an Invis rune, the best feeling when trying to get away as a support with no items.
But a Roshan steal from NewBee potentially coming out now.
And Roshan is really big for them. If they get this Aces and Cheese onto Storm, it would be massive. Buyback already being used. A ulti coming in.
Oh, Miracle. He wanted Mugi. Toggles his armor off. He's got the Repel and the Lincolns on him, but Mind Control's out of mana and out of space to live here. It looks like with the gem drop, Kaka will pick it up. Buyback immediately. Lifestealer did die in the end, so what is this Omni DK Sam King Lifestealer? Everyone's just going ding ding ding. Spend our money.
Lifestealer made a little bit of a mistake there. Could have infested someone to prevent himself from dying. but he thought that he was going to be fine, I believe, or he tried to get into someone who ran away from him. Not sure which, but in the end did not get his ulti off, and he went down to the A ulti. They see them. Great ward here for Dire. We've seen what wards can do.
NewBee on the front foot, zip forward. There we go. Catch mind control. No, it's catching the DK. Mind control. Die back. BKB from Atomic Magnet Bullet do enough. Moogie's chasing forward. Dragon Knight. He's going to run out of duration. He's got no TP, and he's getting gripped up by Faith. NewBee swinging in hard and strong as they sweep through Liquid. The diebacks are huge.
2 diebacks right like that, and those are very essential heroes for this lineup as well. They need these stuns to be able to bring anyone down. SCCC going back to defend here as the courier gets sniped. That was the Shivas on the courier recipe only. He could buy a new one, honestly. The recipe is not expensive.
Tottle, nice, full stab, drifting away, blinding light.
Still not safe, though. He has no other escape, only the Ghost Scepter, but they're gonna stop pursuing as the TA is around. They walk back towards the Roche.
Finish this Roshan.
Yeah, don't want to get distracted. They still have 40 seconds to go on the big stuns.
My hands are off the keyboard and mouse, Weiger. I'm looking at Miracle because...
Yeah, he's the only one who can save this situation for Radiance.
Don't you know it? Don't you know it?
Oh, I don't know if he wants to go in there. He doesn't have any gold at all. No buyback available. If he dies, that would be...
He's been found. Yeah. Surely dies here.
He gets the grab. And that's one more Bloodstone charge. He's up to 18 again. Who took SEC's Bloodstone charges? He takes them back. TA, no buyback. Do not die.
So, blink, 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 blink,
She does have it. She gets out. Does have the 10 charges as well in refraction.
Dire's top shrine.
He is gonna be fine for now. That is some scary moment though.
Baited.
Definitely baited, but unfortunately not going to stop too much.
Well, Roshan's still alive and DK is respawned, Sand King's respawned.
Yeah, maybe they can contest. They're relocating to take the fight. They're gonna recall in the TA as well in a second. He has 5 seconds cooldown. He can call him soon on Coddle.
There is no Ice Blast. Kaka has a Vendetta in a couple of seconds as well. The Blinding Light tries to buy time. In comes Zol. Look at that, Kaka, you are a freaking god! Mind Control gets absolutely screwed over by the Nyx now to move on to Matumba Mat. Forward, GH tries to slide down to low ground, but he will be taken out. Dead.
Quickly, they need to react to the bottom lane. They've pushed already onto their racks here. TA is pushing. She does not have buyback still if they were to somehow close the distance, but she's quite hard to catch. Blink and Force Staff. And we have seen so many pre-stunts on Roshan dying by different teams, just calling it good discipline. And this is finally one of those times where it actually paid off. Yeah. He did not have vision of anything that was happening. He just knows that Roshan's very low. The enemy are looking at us with Coddle Aghanims. And as it was about to die, he stunned and it worked out.
Perfect stuff. Well, we're hitting so many level 25s. It's getting insane now, but a quick rundown of what we got so far. Storm Spirit has got little ball lightning remnants going around everywhere, which is pretty nice.
I believe it still has the bug as well that I first learned from Weeha, I believe. Talking after TA here, but no one close enough. So there's a bug about this talent that if you level it up while you're already ball lightning in Ing, then it's gonna drop all the lightning remnants that you should have dropped in that distance. It's gonna drop towards the end.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure the bug still exists, but I've seen it used by Weeha. I thought it was amazing. It looks really strong. If you do a super long jump, you just end up having like
20 remnants.
Yeah, 15 or 20 remnants stacked on top of each other. You can one-shot someone with it, actually.
Dota 2.
Yeah, it's the game of intricate details and weird interactions.
I was wondering for a second, like, what on earth is SC buying with another point booster? But of course, the Aghanim Scepter.
Yep, the Aghanim Scepter is quite strong. He does have the increased duration on the Vortex as well. And honestly, an item that, you know, people kind of frown upon. But if you get that and a Meteor Hammer in your team, it's honestly a sick combo that you can pull off on your own.
5-man.
Yeah, you can kind of build your own black hole, you know? It's a do-it-yourself from IKEA black hole.
Well, what would they call it? So IKEA has all the funny names.
Oh, probably Martin or something like that.
Bjorn.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower
Who wouldn't?
is under attack.
Yeah. They always have those beautiful names.
Jävla fitta.
Nice, David.
So now is getting into some Finnish next.
Learning foreign languages with Gary B. So split push is happening down here by Liquid. They're just trying to get whatever they can in terms of farm. TA needs travels next, but you can delay the travels a little bit when you have a Coddle in your team. You still definitely want it though. Smoke coming out here from NewBee again. Are they going to be successful in finding anyone?
Does that Ice Blast travel over them?
It did travel over them.
Catches
So
on the neck.
Oh, DH. Has the blink, has the 4-step, and he's so quick. They don't have the Storm. He's the #1 here for catching stuff.
450 move speed, see avoids. Now they turn back, but Arca's caught by a nice Burrow Strike from Mind Control. Blinding Light pushes them away.
Storm coming in. He has Aghanim, he can grab them.
He wants to go forward. There's a repel, and the 2-man Vortex catching both of the support. SC has trapped them in, but a big epicenter. That's Mind Control in battle, doing damage with a big Burrow Strike as well, and Miracle's BKB going to work. A nice Ice Blast with the dying breath of Kuroki, clearing through 3 of NewBee, and SC is trapped with the Dragon Tail, the stuns from MC,
they're gonna
and
get
Miracle's damage. They've got the kill. Mugi goes for the TP with the rage, but the damage output is too good. The Aegis is gone. He's gonna die a second time.
He kind of panicked, I think, with TPing out with very low HP next to them. Now he's just gonna die. That is Miracle.
5-man wipe, 6-man wipe with the Aegis.
6-man wipe, you can say. And they only lost the 2 supports. They're quite hard to kill. I feel like Storm going in and trying to grab the supports there. He kills them so slowly though, because there's no blink on the Nyx or any other way for Lifestealer to get in there.
And then the rest of his team trying to catch up.
Yeah, massive epicenter landed onto them with a stun. Everyone else just couldn't really follow up. I think Storm needs to try and get one of these core heroes instead, because killing off only the support's not gonna be enough.
That's gonna be Lena Rack's bottom, tier 3 middle. SC has respawned, tries to keep them at bay, but Miracle with his Deso Bloodthorn just ripping apart these buildings. There's an AC on the Emma.
It was the Storm Spirit in that Rax. Yeah, buyback being used, but it's not really going to achieve anything. They'll continue. Here, if he gets stunned on KP.
SC going in. Trying to catch him at Summer Man, but his BKB gives him that nice umbrella of safety. SC running low on mana here. It feels like he's kind of run out of steam as well. The Impale not landing, the BKB from Miracle buys so much space and time as Epicenter Burrow into Kaka finds the 2 supports. With no buybacks here from NewBee, it looks like it should be game over.
Yeah, I don't think they will be able to do anything. SEC known for never giving up. He wants to keep trying. Oh, we're gonna see a nice 5 Black Hole come. I am Meteor Hammer. Come on, let's do it. Not that it's gonna do anything at all. He gets a big grab though.
Infest out, 1 dead, Mind Control gone, Material Man about to fall as well. This is a lot of damage coming out of NewBee. Nice team fight win for them if they can catch and chase for more. Kuroki will be another collateral kill here.
He will never give up. He will try to win until the very end. That was a very nice 4-man grab with the Aghanims there. But in the end, they did lose their Mega Creeps. So Radiant with a very solid advantage right now. EA even moonsharding up, still has lots of money to spend. Going with a Doomstick. Fire and Blood. Be able to pretty much anyone. If they can break Storm's link, definitely destroy him. Even without breaking the link, you can just use the null fight to break it.
Yeah, damn right. NewBee against Mega Creeps. Well,
we've seen a win against Megas before.
Secret today against VP, but they had a lone druid.
They did have a lone druid. They had a little bit, you know, they had a few more outs than we're seeing here on NewBee. Their lineup not really itemized towards dealing with Mega Creeps, not really crafted to deal with Mega Creeps. You have no Battle Fury on Lifesteal or anything like that.
No Maelstrom on your Bane.
Yeah, should have got with the times, you know. Battle Fury, man. You're a melee hero, are you not?
Absolutely. Battle Fury going. Mugi tries to clear out creeps 1 by 1, hitting them and hitting them and hitting them.
It's a lot of work.
The most tedious job ever is clearing out these Mega Creeps.
Sure, for sure.
Liquid, Eon Disc on Sand King, on Ancient Apparition. They've got some real great ways to turn around and disrupt the teamfight combos of NewBee here with their support.
Coddle had one queued up as well, but he's going for the Heat Blade instead. Mana leaking mid is going to bother Kaka a little bit. He yules himself. Fight is going to happen mid. kind of backing out.
Kuro spotted.
Kuro is running in, but again, he has an A on this. You don't want to all in on him and then end up not being able to kill him even.
The gem coming in, mind control. Finally spots the observer ward. They found a pick on Crossel. Good start.
Yeah, and that might be the end of the fight as well. I don't know if Liquid want to really fight 4v5. Feels like one of the few ways they could lose this game is by doing a dumb decision here. So, NewBee, they stay in it. For now. For now, they're still
hey.
Never count them out.
Maelstrom Storm. We're doing it.
Of course.
Lightning boy.
They need some ways to clear the creep. I believe more of their heroes need to start itemizing towards it as well. I'd love to see the Bane going with that.
Get the Maelstrom out. Sure. That's freaking go. So, NewBee. There's real dire straits for them. Liquid just waiting out for the Roshan to respawn. Get that next Aegis, as Parker does.
Yeah, he spotted him, and they have the storm is pointing in that direction, but jumping quite yet. Maybe they go mid even. Around.
Everyone's buying nullifiers now. We've got one on TA, one being built by Lifestealer. Dragon Knight's trying to finish off one as well. Yeah. Storm does zip forward. There's 4 Miracles, Templar Assassin, but the good first strike, mate. Just a, no, never mind. There's no saving. There's no saving. Great impale from Karkar manages to keep the fight going the way of NewBee as they change Kuroki now. Trying to find a kill on the Ancient Apparition. A few more hits will do the job. And see Lincoln's pop now. The epicenter wound up. Will force the suicide.
Takes his life.
TP away. Good for a strike continuation gets the Bane, but at the end of that, he died.
Buyback from Miracle here. Wants to end it right now. Not sure that I'm a massive fan of the buyback since Storm is respawning quite quickly, but I guess they're going to get the Aegis in time with the Aegis on TA. Very much buyback being down. There's also a refresher, so DK can take that and have his ulti again. And they go immediately.
Red numbers everywhere.
A lovely item.
What do we have here? Cheese, refresher, DK. Miracle, of course, after that buyback just now. Bane does have a buyback to come back into this, and I think we'll bring up that tab for now. See what's going on, because EP is still on cooldown for a little bit. 270 gold off it, but they're losing tier 4s as these mega creeps are just clearing through the dire base. NewBee still struggling to deal with the natural creepers coming in, but it's Vortex onto 2 here as SE gets burst right up with Movie as well. Nice TA from KP, but the Ice Blast should secure this game from Kuroki as the refresher up until the man allows another dragon to arrive onto the scene. No buyback from Movie, a buyback from MC will come back with a Sand King and a sick burst strike in.
Everyone just melting.
But NewBee dead, and deader as the Vortex will be the last thing they do.
Yeah, gets the black hole. Well, the nullfire really coming in clutch towards the end there. It even purges off the GA to go through the safety. Provided by 8. However,
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That should help.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Jackpot. Thanks.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Radiant's middle barracks has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks is under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen. Radiant's middle barracks has fallen. Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
Double damage. Coin of the realm.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Team Liquid's turn to ban. NewBee's turn to ban. NewBee's turn to ban. Liquid's turn to ban. NewBee's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick. NewBee's turn to pick. NewBee's turn to pick.
Naga Siren.
Disruptor.
Ten seconds remaining.
Game
5
number
seconds remaining.
3. Last game of the group stage, last game of the B stream, last game here from us.
These are final moments for us.
Beautiful stuff already. 2 games we've seen. NewBee against Liquid, 1 game apiece. We're down to the last game. Best of 1 to decide who gets that better seeding position.
Quite crazy stuff has happened so far, and we saw in last game SEC fighting tooth and nail for holding up in this game, but they could not take over the game. So it was a very dominant draft, I believe, from Liquid, and despite his stellar performance on Storm, couldn't quite stop the late game power of the Dragon Knight along with the PA. They managed to
at long last. It's been stand out against them quite some time. They get Naga Siren first phase, but looking at Liquid now, they've got G8 Earth Spirit, Sankin for mind control. A lot of signature heroes here between the two sides, but like a completely different draft, it feels like, from the past couple of games. They're bringing some new elements to the team.
NewBee's turn
really
to
beautiful and interesting to see that taking first pick into Naga Siren Disrupt as a combination of some serious kill potential. Leap the enemy with a static storm on top. This is an old combo that people used to draft a lot.
With the old Dart here as well, backing him, that would bring in the
that was in the time of true balance when you could move whoever was in the Naga.
I mean, you look at that now, Enigma band out. Right? That's Liquid really respecting the combos that you put together.
You don't want to go get some completely impossible 5-man fight. That gets very tricky. So, no, Enigma here. Don't want to deal with that.
And then respect to the vibe. Lots of respect between these two teams. You definitely feel it.
Really starting to understand each other. Even the Monkey King is kind of smart than there.
You brought it up at the last game, right? About the Monkey King. So, what's that all about?
So, I mean, in this game, the reason they ban it is simply the same as this Disruptor Naga combo. You can song and then move in position with the Monkey. Use your ulti, and then when the song ends, you instantly stun. It's quite a kill combination. Overall, he's also just strong whenever you know there's going to be a melee offlaner played in the form of Sting here.
To outreach the Sand King's caustic a little bit.
Even if he has the caustic on him or stuns him, you don't really care if you have Jingo Mastery. And with stuff like Glimpse being available, it could be a really tough lane to play out. Fans, I think.
Into the second phase we go. Again, NewBee been playing a ton of Disruptor along with a whole myriad of heroes. There's Gyros, there's Venos, there's Tinkers, there's all sorts of stuff that they love to play along with it. AoE damage into the mix. Expect maybe those in the latter stages, but for now, for a KP hero, could be the Naga Siren, We've seen him from time to time pull that one out of the hat, so it's an option for them. But now they'll pick up a Lycan. Hello, first time today?
First today.
We've seen him banned.
Yeah, we've seen him banned for sure, but I believe this is the first time we see him picked today. He is obviously a melee hero going against what could be a sanking offlane, but still does pretty fine against that. Can be a little bit troublesome, but the wolves have very good magic resistance, so they don't struggle against the caustic.
5 seconds
Get a few points
remaining.
from them. Liking coming.
Could be mid as well. That flexibility of him, we saw Sylar play at mid twice the other day with some pretty damn good success.
Yeah, in the earlier stages today, we really saw the heroes switch up the lanes a little bit just to get favorable matchups. But we need to see a little bit more heroes from the side of Liquid before necessary. Viper and Racer both been banned. It's gonna be easy to contest him in lane other than the Sanking.
What do we have for Kuro potentially? With the Bane, the Chen banned out here. They've got the Earth Spirit to kind of roll around and
still available. Only a hero that he plays standing. There's still the AA as well. It is very similar combination.
What about something like a Witch Doctor? Oh, he goes for the classic Kuro Dazzle. I was thinking about, you know, Cask against Lycan Wolves and the Necro units and stuff like that against Nargit Illusions as well. Dazzle bringing a ton of armor through the weave to deal with the Lycan summons.
Yeah, if you manage to anticipate the fight in a very good way and cast a weave early before the Lycan goes in, then he's not going to be able to kill anything. It's a very good way to defend yourself. And the weave cannot be purged off by a Necro 3 or anything. Stays, so it's very reliable armor in that sense. The kind of force they want with it, though. Typically, Dazzle needs to pair up with something that well heals. I think Aeroblade could be a really strong hero here. Obviously, there's the Disruptor ulti against it, which is kind of scary. But other than that, looks like a good game for TV.
That Brave into Thunder.
And
pretty good against the Lycan. Well, with
like ability. So EB, my favorite here, I think, with maybe even Lifestealer, but yeah, on that.
Tide continues that theme of big team fight ultis, though, doesn't it? Disrupt the Naga Tide.
Truly does, and they're adding some push with the Lycan, of course. Some push.
5 seconds remaining.
That's normally the thing. If you pick too much team fight but don't have enough elements of push to it, then you're just gonna be able to run around and say, "Hey, we want to fight you guys as 5," and the enemy are like, "Cool, we're gonna be split pushing you.
We'll trade your towers."
Yay! Nice. See you later.
But Team Liquid definitely, with these 3 heroes, are like a supporting cast, right? They've got stuns, disables, a bit of save from the Dazzle. So, but like you're saying, these 4 heroes need to bring the damage, need to bring the push for Liquid. And we're kind of looking for that as well, right? Them.
Curious. I think they'll pick their now and save their mid later, since the mid has not been revealed. They're still gonna have to pick both anyway, whichever order they want to do it. They're mid now, I suppose, but you can avoid one more ban picking your carry first.
NewBees turn to ban.
Okay, they picked their. Another way to see it, I guess, is that I listed both Sven, Terrorblade, and sort of Lifestealer as viable options. So since there are multiple good options, carry doesn't matter if Invoker. Very nice with the Sanking and Earth Spirit, of course. Sun combinations set up for a Sunstrike. The Sweet, and also with the Forge Spirits along with Dazzle, you could sometimes see a lot of minus.
Having Tornado is just such a good way of disengaging. A Lycan ulti, a Tide running towards you, the Ravage. It's going to be pretty nice, but there's nothing really here to deal with Glimp. If NewBee get that, you know, front foot forward and start playing aggressively, Disruptor really can pick up the pace.
You just gotta be very mindful about it, I think. You can't always end up having a
hero to save you.
A thing to disrupt you or something. Okay. They're thinking, very surprisingly, so they're thinking they don't really need to pick a carry at all, more like Timbersaw, just magic damage carry, fight. And late game, we've seen the Invoker deal a lot of right-click damage.
10 seconds remaining.
Take on it by NewBee.
Do you think about banning the Storm here? Even though you've got Sand Earth Spirit, SC has really proven himself.
I think SC definitely has proven it. In your mind, there has to be a little bit of concern, but they are going to TA instead. Smart move. Invoker is one of easier matchups for TA since he has 5 base speed, I think. He's very slow either way. So that leads to him taking a lot of Sideblade harass.
It would have given super sick Roshan taking ability for NewBee as well, right?
It would have.
Lycan and TA.
And Tidehunter.
5 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
of course, don't forget.
NewBee's turn
Miracle,
to pick.
Evoker, and Venge from a Tumberman,
Okay.
it looks like.
So that is one of those semi carries kind of thing, and they're relying quite a bit on Invoker getting big and getting so many stun combinations on the side of Liquid. Bench can definitely be a nice thing to have whenever Lycan is running away. You can sometimes get a long swap back on him. Still.
5 seconds
Or likewise,
remaining.
just save. More than anything, this bench wants to be right-clicking stuff, dealing the damage.
Fun.
I think Dazzle and Venge, very nice combo. Poison Touch is something people don't talk about that often, but Poison Touch being reapplied by every single right-click team is pretty interesting. If you do get a good Poison Touch, that can end up slowing the enemy for a long time. Ooh, very Tinker pick. Okay. They have the Lycan Wolves, the TP2. One big. Other than that, it's going to be, in general, annoying the way that Tinkers always are. I feel like they have decent tools to catch the Tinker. They have the Venge who can provide vision. Strike and Tornado can obviously find him as well. Earth Spirit and Sanking are going to be very quick. And Swap has long range. So there are a few things to be mindful about. I'm going to call them different things.
He's going to have Kaka holding his hand, though, right? With a Song of the Siren, guaranteeing, you know, a rearm, a blink, a TP out.
Very likely. And
if it's off cooldown, of course.
Yes, you could say that Tinker is one more of those heroes with Naga Song that you can set up. Because he can get like 3 marches down during a Naga Song, and then you let it go, and they have to run.
Trapped in a field with a Ravage, and
that could be scary.
Lots of combos here for NewBee. Over on Liquid, it's going to be fast-paced, right? Some legends in Tumberman, buy time for Miracles Invoker to get the Sunstrikes through to chain on to these rolling boulders. See how things all pan out. Game 3 here in this best of 3. 1 apiece between Liquid and NewBee. Leading decider match, the upper bracket finals as we get ourselves out into lanes. AP tied up towards top. Kaka on the Naga. See Tinker, Faith on the Disruptor, and down towards bot, the Lonely Mugi Lycan. Liquid grouping and splitting, and really too decisive about where they're going, but MC Sandking will now shift up top. Miracle in, of course, the mid laner. Moving into the little waistband Aquila build that we're starting to see a lot more of here with like treads and drums.
We see the late smoke up here as well. Waiting and then smoking up, now going in. Plenty of time to run around and see if they can find someone. Ward dropped as well. Throw with both the wards still. One down.
NewBee ain't here. Nobody from NewBee around.
Yeah, there's not gonna be a kill here, I don't think. Caster's Curse, let's go. Run out. Run out blindly into the woods.
Is this going to be an aggro lane then? They've double warded around this kind of bottom third of the map.
Indeed. So they're contesting the Lycan, and they have the Sanking versus Tide matchup. I guess sort of Sanking favored. It's hard to say.
Begins.
Honestly, it depends how many denies on the first few waves the Tide can deliver. With the Anchor Smash, he has the better lasted damage. But overall, there comes a point when the caustic finale just makes it so you can't really walk. I would say quite at the even lane, but still a little bit of an advantage in control. And the aggressive lane of Liquid.
KP will drag the creep wave here. Well, hits from mind control there, though. The caustic slide and popping mid lane. Laser already, along with the Thunder Strike. The Miracle put that pressure on from the get-go, but like you're looking at the Dazzle and the Venge, both bottom trying to pressure back Mugi. The trouble is, Naga with 6 armor and this Riptide getting up in the face of these two kind of squishy heroes is
they're not
really
even
annoying.
Not even acknowledging the fact that she's there. They're like, no, you're not. Oh, that heal was a lot of damage. Kuro using that Shadow Wave aggressively, beautifully.
Good. Gone back onto Kaka as well, and now they realize, hang on a second, you're doing a little bit too much work here.
You do exist. Okay.
We'll push you away now.
This is a pretty powerful combo. If he ever walks a little bit too close here, there could be an Earth Spirit roll into a heal from Kuro to get these melee creeps on Mugi.
Sad Miracle being kept away from the creep wave. Faith is just standing on this ramp, just like, you're not getting anywhere close.
The roll is onto Kaka. Gonna be the first blood of this game. Going down for sure. Matumba Man claiming that last hit.
Aggressive trial in it is from Liquid. And then up at top, Mind Control. He's shoved this wave all the way towards the tower. I'm not sure what happened with the last hit, but guys, now it's all ordered and sorted. So what we're looking at, 5-0, 4-2. Pretty balanced between the two heroes up in this top lane.
Yeah, not too many denies, which is the only thing that I mentioned that could be a problem for tanking. Knight on the creep wave. But he's probably gonna start taking over that lane a little bit more. The game
only 2 CS for Miracle, of course. He's getting spammed out of this lane.
It is not an easy time. The Disruptor Q is one of the strongest level 1 nukes in the game, at least long distance ones. They're trying to get a kill. I think a little bit ambitious perhaps.
One in laser, one in rockets, and now Faith in so much trouble. The kick across the little ridge there into the river. One more from Miracle should secure it, but Faith walks back and forth and dies.
I like how GH doesn't even take the kill. He's like, yeah, you're already dead. I kicked you this way. You're done.
Now rolling. Need to look for another one. Permanent action here. GH forces the split. Oh, they're pinging. Do they know which one's real? They do now. Great play.
I like the reverse Duke. He's like, oh, the one running towards you is clearly not me, right? But
the fake.
Yeah, you gotta have multiple layers of mind games going on here if you want to trick these players.
Not on enough levels of irony, unfortunately.
However, we are seeing the Sanking starting to dominate the top lane. The Tide's already running a little bit for his life here and could be in trouble. He does have TP, of course, so I don't think Mind Control can kill him.
Holding onto this Burrow Strike.
He's definitely messing with him, though. He's chasing him forever.
MC has some stick charges there.
They're saving for the Sunstrike, but Sunstrike is not up yet. I don't know. This seems like a massive waste of time, Mind Control.
KP, Val's back up for full. Good for him.
I guess it's a waste of time. It's not too bad. The lane was not necessarily pushing or not pushing.
MC will get back first though. And that means he can get the caustic all applied up to nice and creeps. KP away from the creep wave, doubling up on the CS, 18-2, 9-2. Very well done by Mind Control. So with Liquid, it feels like they're winning both of these side lanes. But it's also the fact that Miracle is not dying mid. You know, he's not feeding away. Sure, his CS is atrocious. He's 3-2. The Tinker is free farming at 24-8.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel bad for Liquid.
The mid is the big story. I think if you ask Miracle right now, it feels pretty bad for Liquid. No, the mid is quite a landslide, and the safe lane of NewBee is not that shut. Lycan still has the same CS as the Vengeful. Sure, Venge has a few more creeps to farm still, but Lycan definitely not completely held down by this.
GH is looking for a roll into mid again. Look at so aggressive from NewBee up on this dire ramp. Miracle with a Sunstrike and a Cold Snap readily invoked. Could maybe make a play on Faith if he gets a little bit too ballsy, and that's what they wait for, but Faith retreats away and dodges the roll. Top lane, Burrow Strike in from Mind Control. KP now out of mana while MC just continues to get these denies. The last hit's continuing on this lane domination.
He has a 10 magic wand as well from all these anchor smashes. Any point he could aggressively. For now, I would say the lanes are somewhat even. Of course, 3 kills going the way of Liquid was some nice result. The Earth Spirit, GH, is going. He's gonna try again.
Mirror image, but they know which one's real now. They get the damage on the illusions, follow through with Magic Missile. Kaka being right-click down, but GH gets graved up. The Sunstrike flies, but the target's already dead.
The wolves. They're coming for you. At your door.
Oh, they're chasing Moogie. Do they have another stun? They do. Magic Missile. Oh, fogs Moogie now. Turns tail. Tries to fight. Matu trapped. Ensnared up. Kaka, he's in with the Riptide as well. But Moogie dropping low. A few more punches. The stick charges bait them in, but he's dead already. Man surviving, but dies to the Faith click.
This is scrappiness.
GH has respawned and rolls back in. Faith stunned. The 2-man boulder smash. Kaka. Oh, in so much trouble. 2 seconds to the mirror image. I don't know if they can finish this kill fast enough because Kuro is tanking the creep wave. And the Lycan has respawned. TP's back into lane.
The Sunstrike killed top as well. The Sanking stuns up the Tidehunter. Volker with a level 3 Sunstrike. Gonna be able to help that out. GH getting out safely on the bottom. That is some crazy, crazy action. And in the end, out of all this scrappiness, Liquid definitely coming out ahead.
This is great to watch, honestly. I love it. 10k MMR players are charging at each other, fighting and fighting. Who can get the best bait, the best utilization out of their abilities and skills? Very evenly matched across the board on these.
Sure. I guess the outcome that we're going to see from laning stage is that Tinker will have very early travels. Meanwhile, the Sanking will have a pretty early Blink Dagger. Who can have the biggest impact the game from this?
Yeah, top of the net worth board, we're looking at Sanking, Venge, Tinker, all very close. The Lycan about 700 net worth off that with that death and a bit of pressure bottom lane. Boker looking pretty sad with 1900. But Liquid trying to make things happen, still down at bottom, not catching onto Mugi or the Faith Disruptor. 3 heroes now waiting around. There's an Observer Ward over the tower, but a Wolf out GH. Liquid maybe think about moving their ambitions to another lane. But no, they continue bottom.
Yeah, they want to keep fighting here. Gonna look behind a little bit here. Oh, going straight in for it with the heal. Damage is definitely there.
Sunstrike in, Mugi dead.
Oh boy.
Miracle nails him. Now the TP. Damage is too good from NewBee though, as SCCC TPs into bottom lane. Try and secure that kill, but this leaves Miracle open.
And he got the strike, so he takes part in the experience for that kill as well. One big thing to note, if he uses Sunstrike early, he's not going to get experience. If he uses it to get the kill, he will Faith. Gonna be a little bit caught out here, bottom lane. And the right click from Dazzle is gonna get it.
He's always there to stop the bend, but you're right, Kuro saves the day.
I like Kuro's item build here. It's pretty honest and straightforward.
Me by medal.
Yeah, truly. He has Medallion as his only item coming out very soon.
Exceptional find.
Smart
3 in the exports. Moving into the hand of Midas. So Aquila Midas 1 for Miracle, no drums.
It's the slow and steady road to recovery for Miracle.
Yeah.
He had a tough early game, but now himself back.
Rolling around, making his presence known. Mind control, Blink Dagger, 1,000 gold or so away, 1,400 after Soul Ring, Tranquil's Bottle, Wand. Lots of little items building up here for MC.
It's smart just doing all these progression items. Even if you have, like, say you could have had 7 fighting, GH can't get out safely though.
Like an ulti, sprinting forward.
Yeah, you're not safe until you're safe.
That's
the wolf. Yeah, he hurts.
Those big crits definitely do hurt.
Well, I was about to say, the progression items they build on Stank, you could have had maybe a 730 Blink Dagger or something. You don't go for any of them. But then you're going to be so much weak. Till then, and even at the point where you have your Blink, what is there really to do that early on? He's keeping out safely. Sunstrike. Base.
Can't sure either. There's also like the fact that if you do get that 7-8 minute Blink Dagger, you kind of feel like you have to leave the lane, right? And then
exactly.
So lane.
You would run around too much, but right now it's better to just put pressure here. Once you have the tower killed, then it's more time.
To that point, he'll have all these items and a blink by about, what, 12 minutes? Maybe a bit sooner.
Yeah, maybe even earlier than that. We'll see. 11:40 or something.
Bounty runes secured here. Karkam moves up towards the top lane. Mugi also here, farming around.
The game definitely turned in a way that Liquid prefer right now, I would say. Miracle almost has his Midas now after being space he's getting by the Sanking and the vengeful pressuring.
And the Venge having a faster Helm of the Dominator than the Icon. Mugi just gets his. Okay, Matuma Man, it's on the courier. Never mind. Mugi does get it first, but Matu has, you know, Treads, Aquila, and a bunch of other items on top of it. And Mind Control does get hit by a long range and snare. Kaka trying to close the gap here with the help of KP.
They don't want to ravage, but now they do.
Yeah,
they can get two with
out. Rolling Boulder away.
GH escapes. Too short range. Faith with the 2 points in Q. Can have the 3 levels in the glimpse here.
And that means bottom lane, a bit of a go. The man, wary of the Ravage, backs himself away. The Sunstrike not quite going to land, and here we go. Static Storm with the Ravage, the Lycan Wolves coming in. Kuro not going to be able to cast any spells as he will fall.
They've been baited
in behind the tower, unable to kill KP as he swaps forward, tries to click him down, but he's too tanky for that, and the deny on the tower.
They take everything. That was a really nice rotation. Good use of the Ravage, and kind of stunts Liquid's approach for advantage here. At least the tower is removed off the map, but that's not really why you want to kill the tier 2. You want that money, you want that reward. But there's a try anyway, change anything in terms of TP position.
With that death, though, Venge can now kind of TP top and push top tier 1. Have the help of maybe the Dazzle to come across. In fact, with a smoke on Matthew, TPing here across onto Miracle to slow his farm down.
Yeah.
If I just though.
Into grief is auto attacks.
Radiant's top tower.
Stop farming, Miracle. We want to go.
Fight. Oh, what? Yeah, the tough early. I don't care.
Miracle's just like, shut up, I said. Which he does.
And that's exactly what he does.
Well, I nearly missed that one. That was that was close. Like, oh god, where's he going now? Back to mid lane. We look at the glimpse away. The sent back Matuma Man, but GH and Kuroki do a ton of damage between them.
They're going in for a tower. The tower dives.
Faith doesn't have anything. He's dead. No
yeah,
storm, no field.
Kaka doesn't have ulti yet. Kept on.
They have another stun, right? Yeah, Burrow Strike in a second.
They do.
Mind control ready. Sunstrike. Pop. Miracle's dominating now. What? He's okay. Miracle's 4-0-1. he had 3 CS at like 6 minutes, and now he's dominating.
He's dominating, and there's probably never right-click an enemy hero in this game. Feels like mostly just farming away. But that's a good life when you have these good setups. We talked about when the Invoker came out that the stuns are really, really nice in this team, and they're making the most use out of it.
NewBee, I don't know if they feel on a clock or something. Yeah. Definitely scrambling to try and find any kind of engagement that gets an upper hand over Liquid, but we're still waiting for the big combos to arrive, right?
Tidehunter is like half the form of the tanking, and they're going in with the ulti. Again, a Sunstrike kill from Miracle as they go on top lane.
Okay, I missed that one. I was watching the big bad wolf and saw him ulti, and I was like, oh, someone's gonna die.
Yeah, me too. I didn't really see what he was looking to go toward with that ulti. They obviously had visions, but they could not reach the enemy. A little bit overzealous there.
They've got all of their ultis ready now, though.
And the Earthquake is going in. The ulti not available.
Oh, Magnetize is there now, but the Sunstrike doesn't secure a kill on Faith.
I think his team was not on the same page as him. If he went, it would have worked. But there's also the Ravage threat, so maybe they had a disagreement.
Yeah, Mind Control wasn't there either. I think the rest of the team is like, we need MC.
It was between Kuro, Matuma, and him.
Well, the Wolf giving the glimpse vision, tries the burst strike out, but it happened. Nice little pick there from NewBee.
Get that kill. And Mugi starting to be involved in some good stuff for his team. He does have the Necro 1 recipe.
Invoker's gonna solo kill, I think. Oh, no vision. Oh, I see that.
Oh, that was so close.
He has Meatball Cold Snap, and that's a dead Tinker. Yeah, guaranteed.
It would have been. They can do about it. When you're standing in the trees already, you can't run to his side. You're just stuck in a meatball.
Oh, I'm dead. No, where's the run?
At least at the same time, they're pushing out top to stay alive.
But this is a perfect start for a Tinker, right? He had perfect lane, free farm completely.
I would say so.
And it's 15 minutes in with still no blink, halfway towards it. So things have been delayed significantly with the 2 deaths he's had in quick succession. Farming rate has definitely slipped here from SC.
It's that, and his farming has been pretty on point. It's just he hasn't been able to involve himself in any form of kill. He teamed down bottom once where he kind of arrived after everything's done. And so far, there hasn't been too many positive things happening on the map where he has been involved in them, even though he tries. So I think he should just try and keep farming.
This is a nice little thing they've got going for them with the March layering over, helping the Lycan stay safe, hide in front. It's a very solid setup composition of heroes that they can push towards towers, but Liquid not getting involved with that fight. Shift their momentum in towards mid. Look for this tier 1, which should be a relatively simple take. Asphalt is preoccupied with a Nugget illusion, unfortunately. But with this glyph, buying time for NewBee to come in, TPing the Tinker onto a smoked catapult. Kaka has the song, lets it go as well, but no one
can he catch? He got Kuro. That's about it, though.
Look at the positioning for Mind Control, though. Hiding in the trees. Epicenter wound up. He wants to go in. There's the Power Strike. Where? Sunstop. Now the round arrives. But KP burnt by the Sunstrike. GH drops. Now Mind Control lands it in. Takes down Faith. On the eastern side, though.
Meanwhile, Vengeful gonna go down. All those illusions and the summons from Lycan. Just charge in towards the leader, and they find some top here. And tanking, not quite yet out of trouble, but should be just fine.
Trying to kill Kafka here. Sentry's down.
I don't know who's killing who then. There is an urn over on the side of Naga. There's no blinking away from this.
Burrow, he has to one, he has to run.
I think maybe if he runs with a wolf over there, he would have been killing. But Lycan is just in the Roche pit.
Pulling up.
That's awkward. GH is like, oh yes, Didi, you are in here.
Hey, what's up? Now, I think GH might die.
He's definitely in trouble. Brave maybe.
Not quite.
He ran.
Kuroki pacing back and forth.
He ran towards it. You saw him running straight for a cliff. Get it.
Oh, kill on the base potentially here with Pulsic Pop, Kaka and KP trying to battle. Where's the Roshan?
I got the last hit with the Sunstrike. Miracle steals the Roche. Not stealing Aegis though.
Burrow to save Kuro. Urn and Gush though.
Throwing
like
trash at him.
Secure this kill. I don't know, MC has another Burrow strike in a second. Could maybe keep Kuro alive a little longer with a good shadow wave there, but
with the finger, it's a risky business. I think you just have to cut your losses at some point.
This game, it really does feel like both teams have kind of reached boiling point after game 1 and game 2. It's scrappy, it's gritty, people are getting up in the faces of enemies. It's not efficient, but it's hella fun to watch.
It's definitely high pace. This is no resting time. Both teams fighting with whatever little they have. And looking at what they have now, let's make a quick little item check. Seeing the Vengeful Spirit actually approaching a BKB, very close. 500 gold or so. The first Spirit still has 1,000 gold just pulling. Nothing really new. They are going for a pipe on Sanking.
Against the Mark. Against all of the magic damage, but you always want against Marks of the machines.
That can be really...
What about Invoker? What? He puts a travel, 500 off. And over on NewBee, we nearly have the Necro 3 done. Like enough with the aids he has. See, bring in the double. That mobility tool to jump forward, try and get. They've got the vision on Graves himself already, but it looks like they've trapped him in here and held him up with a little Wolvie. Move secures and himself, and all of a sudden, NewBee snap into gear, kick it up. Sunstrike definitely blast, nearly killing off the Lycan. Miracle's Invoker, but it's not enough to hold back this push.
No, it's not gonna stop it, and there's the Spirit Vessel, so he's healing up quite quickly.
They go high ground here.
Yeah, they're gonna try. I don't know how hard it can be though, because there is the ice wall. It's always difficult to push into a Sanking Invoker. I think they have to just back out, take those 2 towers that nobody wants from the bottom.
Tinker's gonna bring the Necro 3 recipe for the Lycan.
You don't see it.
Oh, you get the little jagged line.
Yeah.
Tier 1, Tier 2, still alive, full HP, untouched, Virgin Towers. As Mugi comes in, he's gonna take it away from him.
Yeah, this Lycan, not a nice guy to the towers. So he has the Necro 3 ready. Can't commit it yet. He wants to use it for a Tier 2 tower.
Radiant's top tower.
They're just doing a good job keeping the split push away. It does have Blink Dagger, and this is NewBee. A little bit caught out.
Oh, great song.
What a song, and look at the combo.
Into the field, the Static Storm. KP has the Ravage, but Momentum does have the BKB. Finishes off the Disruptor as Miracle tries to get out of the slow. Now, what are you doing? The Deafening Blast pushes the back. And there's Mind Control with a good epicenter into the Burrow Strike through. They've saved up Miracle for now with a great Tornado. He buys time with an Ice Wall and maybe a Ghost Walk to get out, but no, he wants damage. He wants to kill. The Meatball into Cold Snap. They're looking for KP with another Burrow Strike across 2 of them. Naga's caught as well. The Aegis popped, and Kaka's about to fall. The buyback from Disruptor is there from NewBee, but Liquid looking strong by their shrine. Mugi is gonna get stunned. He's bound, he's caught, and he might just die. Pops the Matu's final click, and SC time to bail because Liquid looking for the buyback Disruptor. Not like this. He didn't deserve this.
Poor Disruptor. No item to save him here. There is a Tornado on Invoker invoked already. He knows there's a shrine, but he's not worthy. using it. He managed to get a glimpse. He's gonna stay safe
Oh,
for
the
now.
wolves cancel the blink. Really nice from Mugi.
Yeah. Some nice carry player right there trying to save his teammates.
Nearly.
Counter-Strike. That was some really big team fight for Liquid. The BKB on bench there. We see the reason that she rushed it. Recognizing the power of the combo. He's alive. They had to like perfectly time the Ravage or something if they wanted to kill the Venge with it. It'd be really hard.
Liquid actively responding in kind to what NewBee were doing. You know, they're roshing, taking towers, tier 2, tier 1, slapping themselves around the map, and then Liquid, one smoke, and they're back in action.
Sure.
Back in the lead as well, look at that.
One smoke, and it was really so close to the counter turnaround, right? Aka with the perfect timing on the song there, just saving his support buddy. And run into each other a little bit. Around it. The ultis. Lycan, he is spotted. He's so far away.
It's a wolf, gives vision for the glimpse.
Yeah, they want to glimpse him.
They want to try and catch him, dragged all the way back into the storm. Nice swap though, and the BKB from Man might just have saved Miracle here. In comes the rest of Liquid, and NewBee, they've got to get the hell out of here. Matu, BKB's running out, but he's got the punches. Look at him go, mind control, burst strike, where is it? Up to the high ground, nicely played. In jumps GH, two-man stun with the magnetize. I see, he needs to get in here to try and blow him up, but the quick roll away allows Earth Spirit to get to safety. This fight never ends as KP has a Ravage, but the song sends everyone to sleep, and Liquid forced to reset.
And very importantly, he waited a few seconds before starting his own TP on the Naga. Definitely seen some time that Naga's just panic and Song TP out, and then whoops, my team was still there. Sorry guys. That was some sick bailout on the Invoker. A Tumba man just showing up in time. Save him. That was another BKB though, so as the duration goes down, it's going to be a little bit easier for him to fight. But I like the commitment though from NewBee. Almost had that Invoker despite him being so far into his pit, recognizing the glimpse power. Shut that time though. Smoke up again. If you do something and you fail, try again. This is the lesson that NewBee are trying to send us here.
I still can't believe Miracle is unkilled.
It's actually quite insane. In a game like this where it was so shut down in the early game,
I guess the team fight combo as well.
He comes back and he's the most farmed in the game, and you know, it feels kind of natural, feels normal to see him up there, but after that start, it is impressive. Naga, no way to really find this Invoker. Dance in the tree line. No song available this time.
And mind control. Ton of money saved up on top of the pipe that's complete. Shoving out top wave.
Oh yeah, once you get that Shiva, it's gonna be really big.
Tier 1 is 48 health up at top, so he's like, okay, I'll just push this wave. They'll kill it themselves, right? No, wait, I need to kill this tower. I need to come and get it.
It is I.
Go on, blink on it. Blink on it. Get it.
He got it. The last hits, he's now 1,500 gold away from the Shiva. Too bad.
Hood on Lycan. Going back to the pipe, he really has slowed down quite significantly in his farm.
It is a sort of bad sign when you go for a pipe instead of BKB for Lycan.
One of those items that feels like they want to finish the game in like the next 5 minutes.
It does feel like that. This is the, you know, I gotta go, my mom made dinner build. They already have one pipe, right? They're trying to end it.
Pizza's at the door. My brother's on fire. The cat jumped out the window.
Pizza.
Not pizza. None of that, please. Feels tense now.
And they're going with this DD rune. It's quite a nice timing for NewBee to push. Coming down from Mark from high ground. How are they gonna defend this?
They're bringing back everyone. Liquid, realizing they don't want to trade, but this is Aghanim's timing on SC's Tinker now. He will keep top to try and deny the tower, but the Forge Spirits, along with that Ogre Frost Mage, short work of it, and give it a bit more gold over to Miracle.
Frost Mage shooting to the fight. It's a very nice creep to have when you play against Lycan as well. Seeing that Frost Armor on everyone. Yes, it can be purged off by the Necro 3, but even so, it's a lot of extra armor, and it's not always instantaneous, the purge from the Necro book. Well, before you get it.
Who's going to pop the smoke? Kaka, very well positioned. Mind control just comes out. Destroys the creep. NewBee ready with their full arsenal of abilities though. Now spotted out. But know what's up. Battle of the Roshan. The standoff begins. 15 seconds until the big man returns. Sata Banisher takes down Marie. Moon and now scouts out the hit.
Both teams in good position. Look at Miracle though. He's really sneaking around.
Backstab.
He wants to. He definitely wants to walk up here. They have pinned down where the enemies are. A nice initiation from behind. He can catch Tinker's what he wants.
Oh, Miracle, alacrity. Throw the deafening blast into the mix as well. Onto the lock, and the command bar comes through. Control. There's still no song, no. Nothing yet from but they haven't lost it. Now the BKB is done. The song will come. The stun onto the Lycan from that. It has worn out. Liquid have used a lot of their spells, their abilities, their items. The smash to save the fight and keep you fed. And it looks like Ravage comes through, catches the Invoker, Matuma Man 2. He's going to sprint away with a Shadow Blade. He is in this, turns on Faith, looks for the fight, but Miracle with the help of Mind Control. They've got the epicenter. NewBee, they've run out of gas. Oh, Miracle show into the faces of NewBee. Tinker cannot hold them back.
Yeah, that was some really nice wraparound. I can't believe the Tinker survived the first time there. They managed to just get him down and get him away from the fight. But in the end, it's not a fight that NewBee really master. Too many things just kited back and forth. They swap people, they grave people, they just kite around by being super quick and mobile. In the end, Lycan didn't really get to swipe away at someone the way he needs to.
Yeah, like Miracle could have gone for a Sunstrike or a Meatball on the Tinker, but that deafening blast on the Lycan and the Tinker kept him alive, bought a bit of time in the fight, and now the Ghost Warp in onto Faith. This is an easy kill if I've ever seen one. He has his BKB ready to go as well, but he's focusing down NewBee so incredibly quickly. Now the Tinker throwing rockets left and right, Mind Control ready with a Burrow Strike, but Sandstorm's away, playing safely. Liquid go back towards Roshan, knowing that the big ulti cooldowns from NewBee are not available.
Lycan is around, used his ulti, but it's good. Hard to go in here, so many stuns available.
Swap, who they caught? Oh, it's the Lycan in the mix of everything. BKB from Matu looked up against the Roshan, killed up by the Dire, picked up by Miracle's Invoker, and now you look at the Tide in the middle of 5. He's getting dropped so incredibly quickly. GH rolls forward for a smash, but
Naga, can he get away from this? He's gonna slither away. Naga, safe. Still 1 Aegis though. They don't have any mana on Invoker, so Liquid are happy to just reset, get some mana back, heal up. These are some crazy engagements.
Just some cheese on Miracle's Invoker now.
The Sanking is playing such a big role in these fights. Look at the net worth even. He is the number 2 worth, and he's having a massive impact.
What's his next big item then after this Shiver's Guard?
Quite commonly Heart. Not too bad, because he has incredible mana and or magic and physical armor, you could say, with the Shivas and the Pipe, so it is not uncommon. You could also see Aghanims being built up, but I believe one of those 2 items.
Maybe a Hex if he feels like he needs to.
Perhaps Hex even. He doesn't have a Yules, so he doesn't have the best disables to spam out.
It's a good way to kind of catch Tide now you can't dispel it as well, right? Kraken Shell doesn't pop the Hex off, so...
That is true. The Hex is
nice.
Hex is very nice in late game again because of that reason. There was a long period where Hex was really not picked up on anyone.
Lotus Orb!
Yeah, ever since the introduction of Unpurged. Come back and buy.
Yeah, we even saw Dendi bring back the mid AA, just based on that fact. He was like, yeah, with mid AA, I can Hex them, cold feet them, and then they're stunned for like, 8 seconds or something. It's no big deal.
Yeah, crazy good.
NewBee setting up in their jungle, Glimmer forward. Summerman on the front lines. Here's a song. Miracle and Matu both caught. Do they have reveal? They both got BKB, so they go into the back. Dazzle's the one, but the epicenter's the bigger one from Mind Control. And now Miracle can really lay into them. The Cataclysm is a deafening blast. The Ravage is too late. KP, he waited too long. He was caught, and now he's going to be killed. NewBee falling apart at the last hurdle. Game 3, Liquid in full control. Mind Control finds Kaka. They need some reveal. They've all to smash him up, and Naga Siren has been spotted and rustled.
Slain. He's been tested. Found unworthy. Ultra kill over to Miracle. This is looking more and more like Liquid are gonna be the victors out of this series. Barreling down the mid lane, 13-0 and 6 Miracle. This is truly a comeback story. Started from the bottom, quite literally. He was number 3 from the bottom at net worth, I think.
Yeah, he had a combined 5 last hits and denies at like 4-5 minutes or something like that, and all of a sudden, 20k net worth, 30 minutes in, no big deal. As the Man looks for a potential swap here. Still has BKB Shadow Blade.
Damage.
Oh, with the alacrity going, you're damn right. 3 catapults railing this melee rat. Has stolen away by a Lycan, but still, damage is coming. The Man waiting, biding his time, looking for a swap. Now Invis, but the March of the Machines doing a lot of work here up against Liquid. They need to finish this rack to make it all worthwhile. Holding their BKBs until this vital moment, and they will retreat. Fall away. Matu glimpses back. BKB's a little late there, it seems, as he's ensnared up in the middle of all these heroes, but Liquid are like, goodbye.
He had cheese as well, so we're definitely thinking about turning that around, but he he decided himself probably that you guys should leave me. Not a favorable time to take. And why give away more than just the Vengeful?
Roll into Blink G8. Such long reach on this Earth Spirit.
Yeah, hard to catch him. Really, really difficult to lock him down.
Mid lane decimated by Team Liquid there as they make their first high ground breach worth it. And NewBee, how long until we're reset here? 30 seconds for Ravage, 40 for the Lycan Shapeshift. They've been trying though. It's not as though they've been kind of waffling around, not doing anything. They've been trying to get these ultis used.
For sure, it's been really difficult. There are so many saves. The Venge swap, the kick, and the Grave are all really coming into play, and even the eventual, well, just Tornado flying in. It's quite difficult for NewBee to bring down anyone on the side of Liquid. We're really seeing they're just running around, wasting perhaps their Lycan ulti and not even getting a kill. Oh, we see them wanting to fight top Liquid, but Timberman, he sees some dewarding.
Invis Kaka. He's seen though. Gem held by the Naga Siren as Kuro and MC.
The Wolves have scouted the fact that there are heroes hiding in here. They're going in.
Hello? Hi Kuro, how are you doing? NewBee are popping in a whole bunch for this. Shapeshift as well as mind control.
The epicenter to run away.
Oh, dear. He's out of there though, fortunately for him. We'll hide his shame back in the fountain.
Say the epicenter almost revealed his position in there so they could get a song on him or anything. Like
GH still being chased. With the help of the Lycan summons, Tinker gets forward enough.
Tinker is able to pick up his Hex now.
Are scanning.
I believe we're gonna see it. Yeah, the Hex. He has the chain Hex available to them. Be a big tool. And as their ulti, Liquid are looking aggressive. Have a good ward here. Ward is spotting them.
It's going to cut them off the path.
Coming in.
Silence into Song. Kaka looking to save the day. Gets stunned up though. Oh, swap. Oh, Matoma Man, he's found a bigger target. He's found Mugi. Do they have the chain stuns with Invoker running forward? The ice wall is there, so Mugi has no avenue of escape. Tinker is coming in with mind control chasing in the back end, looking for the Kaka Naga. He will stun up the real one there.
Not only the real one. Yeah, the first one just spawned. And there's the combination again. We've seen so many Sunstrike combos in this game. Happens what?
This guy's out of control. 14-0 and 7.
Even the courier is not safe. There's a gem. Covered the gem in the tree line as the
Terra perfect.
Flying back.
You can't catch it. Mind control
they
still
want it.
Going for it. Cataclysms thrown out to try and scout out any enemies coming in. Liquid potentially broke tier 3 up at top now with no Lycan and no Naga. They've got no creep wave. No, never mind.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to do anything like that, but they are taking out the Shrine. There's no real way of stopping them. Of course, the Ravage is available, but they need the Lycan and the Naga instead.
Has fallen.
Quickly going out of control though. 21,000 gold advantage. We see it translating into some nice items here as well. The Octarine they picked up a little while ago, an Invoker. So powerful.
And Summer Man up to Butterfly nearly done. Still holds onto the cheese in fact. The full Solar Crest now for Kuroki. He's upgraded. Went for the raw medallion. Treads the Solar. Earth Spirit, Blink, Yules. Gonna go for the Aghanims build this time around, but BKB against the song and all of that.
They have
nonsense.
the chain hex if they can see him.
I see the BKB from Miracle turns around with a cold snap, but he's being rooted up now. Sunstrike in onto Tinker, Burrow Strike from MC, Deafening Blast to secure it. Always still trapped inside this nasty, nasty combo though. Faith, and not enough damage from Mugi. Miracle might have it away, but finally swiped on the like. MC man stunned, but where's the rest of Liquid? They need to get in here with a Song of the Siren. Naga will reset, allow his team to TP back to Fountain. A boulder smash from GH! Oh, perfect across 2 TPing targets. Now tied. KP's gonna die. He's chased down. GH rolls in. The Yule's up into the air. Now, can they catch the Naga Siren? Kaka has found a little hidey hole.
I think she's gonna be left there for a full minute instead. They don't realize that she's there as well, but beautiful stun connecting on 2 of them after Naga songing out. GH just delivering.
I wish I had the fight recap from when they killed Miracle, because a Beyond Godlike streak, 1,100 gold going to Mugi, but that must have been like a 3k swing or something from that one kill.
Yeah, somewhat like that. It was a lot of money for sure. My bad, says Miracle as he's listening into your cast. He'll try.
Bang. Honestly, he did really well. Just like hold on, get a kill on Tinker with the help of MC.
It was insane that he got the kill on Tinker together with Sanking coming in. He played it so well. Easy to panic in those situations.
Exactly. The presence of mind just to be like, nah, I'd stand.
Yeah, I can kill one of you guys.
Optimistic shapeshift. Oh, they do have the wolves.
Keeping on the wolves.
Tinker Heck, not to dazzle. BKB from Man focusing SC. A lot of damage from this Vengeful Spirit. SC's in an awful lot of trouble now. Right click down into Oblivion. He did get 1 hex additionally out, but Faith chased. Mind control, Burrow Strike ready. With a Boulder Smash setting up, it should be another easy kill here as Liquid absolutely rampant, diving into the enemy base now. Miracle not even available. He's split pushing, farming top lane. The rest of Liquid, they have other things on their mind.
You gotta get your farm. He wanted to get his Lincolns. He's gonna come down for this mega creep push together with his team. Tinker not up for 50 seconds. That's a long time.
AP has the Ravage, but dodging away from the Gush. Nice little jump there, but GG's cool. It's a bit anticlimactic, but Faith taps out. He says, okay, Liquid, you have bested us in this best of 3. We'll see you later on in the tournament, boyos.
That was really big that they killed the Tinker there, else the game might have gone on for a little bit longer, but the way the game was going, everything was pointing towards Liquid winning anyway. They